Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on State Champs Game Time Live. I'm Ryan Slocum alongside Coach Richie Pop. We're excited to bring you an interstate matchup. Andrean from Indiana, taking on the host, Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Now, our national anthem.
Do you want a shot of the flag?
Welcome to Grand Rapids Catholic Central. I am Ryan Slocum alongside Rich Pop. We are excited to have you here today for, as we said, an interstate battle, Coach. It's Andrean from Indiana, just south, about 15 minutes, in Gary. And they are taking on the back-to-back state champions from Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Coach, two great programs right here. And today we're going to see some of the best players in the entire country.
I'll tell you what, the Drake Bowen, five-star from Andrean, phenomenal athlete. He's all over the place, plays on the defensive side of the ball. He's playing running back for him. He is just a monster. I was hearing some things about getting, putting on Twitter a little bit by the LSUs and the SEC teams and some big-time schools. What an exciting event for him. And I was talking to Coach a little bit earlier from Colster from Grand Rapids CC, and he said, you know what, we got to keep our eyes on him. He's a player. They got a young quarterback who's doing real well for him at Andrean. However, Joey on the other side for Grand Rapids Catholic Central is one of the best around. He is an incredible leader, and we're going to see him displayed, I'm sure, his talents today.
Yeah, absolutely. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the state. You're seeing some highlights right now of him last week against Lapeer, where they just went off. And this guy, all he's done since starting as a sophomore is win 2 state championships, and they're looking to do it one more time. And you saw right there, number 24, Nolan Ziegler, one of the best safeties in the entire nation, 17th ranked safety in the country, actually, and he is a Notre Dame commit.
And I'll tell you, it's real cool about high school football. He doesn't just get to play safety. We saw a bunch of highlights offensively, couple catches for touchdowns. I'm sure a very trusted receiver for Joey and the Cougars here for Catholic Central.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 touchdown grabs last week for him. Not too bad. 6 catches for $130 in the season opener. And here we go. We're kicking off week 2. And it's the Cougars kicking to the 59ers. Ball's brought across the 30-yard line to about the 34. And that is where the Andrean 59ers will begin this game.
So 59ers, not the 49ers. Okay, we're going to make sure we are correct on the 59ers.
That's 10 better than 49ers.
That's
right?
correct,
yeah,
as far as they're concerned.
Yeah.
And further, we looked it up, and basically what it means is you're a dude. And that's what they describe themselves. We're a bunch of dudes getting together, doing what dudes do, and played this game real well.
I love that.
That's good
stuff.
stuff.
I don't know who came up with that, but that is great. Can I call you that the rest of the day? Is that okay?
Whatever you want, as long as we're here together having fun doing football.
Their quarterback, you see him right there, a sophomore, Scott Valentine, and he has put up some good numbers through his first 2 games. He is throwing on first down, got a man outside, but he is brought down almost immediately at the 37.
And right out to Clax. His number one, again, young combination there, sophomore to sophomore, and I think we're going to see it a lot. He's already got 4 touchdown catches this year. Very trusted. They gave him a lot of cushion there. Very good read by young Scott. Get the ball out in space to a good athlete.
Well, and you said it, sophomore to sophomore, and these two have been hooking up a ton in the first 2 weeks of the season. They had a massive 76-yard touchdown last week in their win over Crown Point. Here we go on 2nd down and 6. Valentine out of the shot. This time he hands it off, and that's the big fella bringing it up to the 40.
Good interior defensive play there. Little gap sound defense. Held him down for a little 2-yard gain. Get a good play here. Make him force a punt here. Got a couple of linemen out for Catholic Central today. So as coach, was talking to him, and coach said, hey, next man up. That's what this game is all about, and that's what he's hoping for. And he knows they're going to become a stronger team because those guys are on the field this week.
Awesome atmosphere at Catholic Central. You can hear in the bell in the background, the big 3rd down, 3rd and 3 at the 40. Let's see if the Cougars can get off the field on the first drive. Valentine throwing again. He has his man. He is hit immediately, and let's see if it's enough for that first down. He is right near the marker.
Boy, this is going to be a close one. If I'm eyeing it up, I'm thinking he's short. It'll be 10 on the spot, and he got the first down.
And they did, and that was the man again. PC3 is what they call him. Patrick Clax III, the sophomore, keeping this drive alive.
You do some real good things early on in the season, and you get paid attention to, and some D1 schools who are looking at Drake and Damari and Jaden are starting to look at Mr. Patrick Clax as well.
So they get a new set of downs nearing midfield. Valentine in that shotgun again. He's got his man behind him. He's looking to this side of the field for the first time, and that is number 1, Alonzo Paul, for about a pickup of 7 on the play.
And I was just looking out here. They had 3 receivers and only 2 defenders out here. I was wondering when they're going to exploit that, and sure enough, boom, next play. Good coaching staff upstairs with some eyes, obviously, saying, hey, we got them outnumbered. Go ahead and throw that ball to the trip side.
As we mentioned, if you're not familiar with Andrean, they are about 15 minutes south of Gary, Indiana, and this is a great program. They've got 2 state championships, 2004, 2013 as well. 2nd and 5 now at the 49. Valentine throwing again. This time sails a little high for his first incompletion. But, Coach, this is a great program. You look at what they have done. They say tradition never graduates. 19 sectional championships, 8 regional. They've been 6-time state semifinalists and those 2 state championships. This is a heck of a program. A little bit younger this year, but you can see the talent.
Absolutely. And kudos to Grand Rapids Catholic Central, who is a strong program, who's done their own state championship winning, saying, look, great program come up. Let's get better. Let's get better. Let's play great programs. Looking like some man coverage here.
Coming to the bottom of your screen again, and this time maybe he and the receiver weren't on the same page there that time, Coach. That brings up 4th down.
I think he got good pressure up the middle, and Scott had to get rid of the ball quickly, and that timing through was thrown off a bit, and sure enough, then you don't get that hook up. Very good defensive scheme and call right there, bringing some pressure.
So the 59ers will have to punt for the first time today on their first drive. The man back to get it. You may hear this name a few times today. John Passanaw. He is back inside the 20-yard line to receive the punt.
Got the 3 bowls. Keep everybody off the punters, the strategy here.
And kick is away. Fair catch called. And Passanaw brings it in. Coach, you mentioned state championships, and you can't go without talking about these guys. 2 in a row for Catholic Central. 4 out of the last 5 years. They were in Division 4. Last season, they win the title in D5 with a perfect season.
Well, like you said, you can't graduate tradition. The guys coming up absolutely know what they are coming up into. Therefore, their mindset is, look, hey, we're not going to be the guys to drop the ball. Let's go win another one. And sure enough, they did a couple in a row. Good for them. Excited to see Joey play here today. Great leader.
Yep, there he is, number 6, the now senior quarterback for the Cougars. He hands it off on first down. Absolutely nothing doing. Stopped behind the line is Jack Religer.
And Dominic Totola breaking through the D-line, or the offensive line there, coming through the gap against the stretch there. Really good backside play and hustle.
Going with a no huddle here. Joey looked like he was going to give a snap. No snap.
And again,
now getting the play in.
Very much like college ball, look over to the sideline, get a change play according to what front they see. Call the play accordingly.
Snaps a little bit low this time. Joey takes off. Once again, he's got nowhere to run. Brought down at the 15.
Well, I tell you, that low snap really throws the timing off. I'm assuming that was a quarterback run all the way, but it's just a little bit delayed, and that gives the defense that one extra step, and they just swarmed him right there.
So it's going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 to be exact, with the clock still running. We are under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Tough to get these chunk plays. You can see they're in an empty set. Get that tight end for a little extra blocking.
Severi looking over the middle. He has his man, and they may get some extra yards here. You're going to hear this name a lot. That is Ziegler, still on his feet.
My goodness,
and he
what
may
a
go the entire way. He does. Nolan Ziegler, touchdown, Cougars.
Boy, oh boy, just after 2 very stellar defensive plays, get the ball into a big-time football player's hand, and he makes stuff happen. Joy with a great pass over the middle. Starts with timing from the offensive line. Ziegler does the rest with his athleticism.
And you are seeing why he is one of the top players in the entire nation. The 4-star Notre Dame commit, making things happen. He had 3 touchdown grabs last week against Lapeer. He picks up 84 yards and 6 points on the Cougars' first drive of the game. The kick is up and it is blocked. So it will still be 6-0. But man, we are getting some excitement right out of the gate, Coach. 6-0 Grand Rapids Catholic Central over Andrean.
Great job, great patience, good play call, something safe over the middle, hit an open guy, have good things happen. You know, everyone says, well, you're not going to get 13. That's tough, 3rd and 13. You're backed up in your own. All right, we'll throw a strike and see what can happen. Very good job by the O-line, and then Mr. Ziegler does the rest.
Well, and he really did. He caught the ball for maybe about first down yardage. And then how about cutting back down to the sideline and then still having the speed to take off? They talk about this guy being just an absolutely incredible athlete. Man, he showed it there.
Right on display there. And I also like the fact that the rest of the receivers, they didn't quit and just watch. Got a couple of little chip blocks there, and that allowed him to turn the corner. And then after that, it was just all him. Speed and power.
Absolutely. Here comes John Meyer to kick it away for the 2nd time today. And it's taken at about the 15 and not much doing that time. About to the 25-yard line.
Excellent coverage by Michael A. right down there. Great kickoff coverage, and he ended up getting that first stick and pulling him down after about a 10-yard return. If you can get a guy who catches the ball and hold him in the 25, that's excellent kickoff coverage.
And that was big Drake Bowen, the 5-star junior linebacker. Hasn't made his commitment yet. Doesn't know exactly where he's going to go. He's down to 5 schools. He's also going to play baseball in college as well. He is an incredible ball player. And there he is bringing the ball up to about the 25-yard line. And this time, yep, that's where they're going to be on first down. No gain there. Trey Stevens, the sophomore, couldn't get any yardage.
And Eric Ryan on there in a great interior line play. Good stick, kept his balance, didn't overrun the play, stayed in the back hip, excellent play. Outside guys making sure that guy didn't bounce outside. That's good work on there against Trey.
So that brings up 2nd and 10, still at the 25. Ballantyne's got 3 receivers to the top of your screen. That ball is batted down immediately. That was Nate Van Timmeren. They expect a ton of good things from him this season.
Now watch him come off the edge here real quick, gets right outside, beats the tackle, does a great job of staying in front of the quarterback. They've been throwing the ball outside the whole time. That's really good awareness right there. And then just get your hand up. Might not hit him. Good things happen from there. It's a great play.
So you hear the bells one more time. That means it is 3rd and long. The 59ers need to get something going here. And Coach, we mentioned a little earlier, How about the atmosphere here today? It started raining a little bit. It looks like it's let up, so not too bad of weather right now. But, man, a beautiful stadium out here and a big crowd today.
Yeah, first time I've seen it, I walked up and said, this is just gorgeous. Here they bring the heat again.
Pass does get away to the far side of the field, but nothing doing again. That is Nolan Ziegler throwing them down. And Andrean is going to have to punt it away again.
Here we come again, force them outside. 81 to learn to keep that contained, but again, you disrupt the action, and of course when you have great players in the back end, they make good things happen and close quickly on the ball, end up only a 1-yard gain. Good defense by Grand Rapids.
So Passanal back to receive punt once again. He fair caught the last one. 3 plays later, Cougars were in the paint. Good snap, kick is away. And this one will not be returned.
Good Andrean bounce.
And they will pick up the action at the 32-yard line. So after 3 plays, Catholic Central ends up with an 84-yard touchdown. What did you see outside of, Coach, an 84-yard touchdown? What do you see from these guys, their first possession?
Well, I'll tell you, as I said, they got very much beat on the offensive line in the run game, but did a phenomenal job in the pass block. So I'm thinking to myself, coaches are, look, hey, guys, we might have a pass blocking day here today. We have 3 of our starters out.
Right.
Let's do what we do best, find that out. And right now I would say maybe the pass will open the run because they kind of play off of each other. So we'll see what coach decides here. And you got Ziegler.
This time, handoff. Pick up of 2 or 3 on that one. Coach, you mentioned the linemen being out today. 3 guys for Catholic Central. We keep talking about how good Bowen is, but he's not the only one. They got 2 other defensive ends that are getting some MAC looks, and they are seniors this year, but they're getting looks from the MAC. So these guys can bring the heat.
Oh, absolutely, and they've showed it. They're not only are they disciplined in what they're doing, but they do it 100 miles an hour, and that's what you want out of the defensive end and defensive line players. Empty
backfield again for Silveri. He's throwing. He has got Passanal, who gets it to around the 40-yard line on 2nd and 8.
And again, sometimes for young players, it's not as easy to drive block or zone block people. Sometimes you just get in that pass set, stay in the way of them. There's just a little comfort in that. And then the other side of the coin is the older guys love to drive forward and go ahead because they're more comfortable in what they're doing. So I think they're going to utilize what they're going to be strong at today. I know they got a great staff who's done a lot of great things. Again, a lot of empty set, which tells me they're probably going to put the ball up or use Joey in the run game.
Yeah, Joey was 18 of 25 for 238, a couple of touchdowns last week, and he is winging it around the field once again today. And they do pick up the first down. That is Devin Friedel Bell getting the first down.
Really good job securing that catch. That was way high as he's coming back to the quarterback. He did an excellent job. The 2 guys on the outside did enough blocking, first down. Good job picking up that first down by Grand Rapids. And again, how do you beat a good defensive line? Get the ball out quickly.
Silveri rolls to his left, finds a man again, and this is another big pickup. Slips the tackle. That is Ronan Russell Dixon, the transfer from Grand Rapids Christian, with a huge pickup on first down.
And again, great job. Roll them out of the pocket. You're getting pressure from the big guys. Roll them out a little bit. Use his talents right on target with the speed out. Great job turning it up, securing the edge there. You'll see it right here. Ends up breaking the 1 tackle, and boy, that's what can happen. And again, blocking downfield out of receivers turns a 10-yard gain into a 25 and 30-yard, in this case, 40-plus yard play.
And we saw him do that last week as well. Had a huge touchdown, making people miss. What a pickup. Grabbing him, a transfer from Grand Rapids Christian. He got 57-yard touchdown last week, man. You get that guy in space, he's going to make it happen.
Yeah, and he fits right into what they're doing. That's another one. Someone transfers, you wonder, hey, they're going to fit our system. They, what kind of kid is he? Fits right in, really solid kid. Obviously plays the game very, very well and fits right into that quick passing game like that scheme they just used there. Get a little empty set again.
Yep, Rellinger now lined up in the slot. Silveri rolling, got his man again, and it is brought in once again. Nate Van Timmeren with the grab.
Again, one of the things about a quarterback who's comfortable, and he's a senior, he's got a couple state championships under his belt, they just don't lose focus. They don't get rattled. They stay poised, break out of the pocket a little bit, throw it away from the defender, make it so my guy can catch it. Really good job right there. And, of course, the receiver staying with him. Nate doing a great job of knowing, hey, Joey breaks the pocket, I got to get in his vision. Bam. Now they got a really good opportunity here. Third and relatively short to get the first down.
Third and short, they are on the 8-yard line, looking to add to their 6-0 lead. And this time it is handed off. Great cut once again. That is Ronan Russell Dixon. But he doesn't get too much. That'll bring up a 4th down. 4 to go on the 8. Offense is staying out on the field.
Might see something in the corner here to, nope, they're going to decide, it looks like, to go for a field goal. Can't disagree with this. They have a good, strong kicker, a good unit here, so I can't disagree with trying to get points.
Yep, John Meyer on for the short field goal. Going to be about 24 yards. Passanaw is the holder. And we have a flag.
Oh, they may have lined up offsides. That would give us, for Grand Rapids, a first down. Offside defense, first down. That's a tough one, especially out of a distant program. You don't see that often.
Absolutely. Down, especially this far down in your own territory. Instead of a 3 on the board, now they have a chance for 7.
And I'll tell you right now, being a part of this game at the high school level, where you hear the referees all the time, hey, 87, back up, back up, back up. Then if he doesn't back up, they got to flag him because he's offside. See if Grand Rapids can capitalize.
Looking to make it 2 for 2 in this game. How about this, Coach? Since the 2016 season, Catholic Central 63-4.
It's a lot of winning. That's a lot of winning. That's pretty amazing. 16 times wins. That's amazing.
Well, and that's how you win 4 state titles in 5 years.
You got it right, Ryan.
So we're seeing Silveri now. Looks like he may be under center for the first time in this one. Rellinger in the backfield. He takes it, and he is nailed. That'll bring up 2nd and short.
I'm going to think some play action, possibly a bootleg kind of thing here. Again, get him on the edge. Let him make some decisions, the choice to run or throw the football. We'll see what they decide to go with here. Most experienced player on the offensive side of the ball. Let's see what happens.
Rellinger in the backfield once again.
There it is.
This time's a bootleg.
Right in the open. Touchdown.
Silveri's got his man, and it is another touchdown. This time, Nate Van Timmeren.
And once again, you play your strengths. You've got a great leader, a kid who's got great poise. He's going to make a good decision there. He's not going to give the ball up. He's either going to run, throw it away, or get it to their guy. And Nate does a great job of finding some space in the back here. Very difficult, this play on the defensive side of the ball, where everything looks one way. Then you've got a great QB coming out and right in the chest of his receiver. Great offensive play and call.
Well, Coach, being an offensive coordinator yourself, how about the offense so far? These guys seem to be wide open every time he's throwing the ball.
Well, I would say, as I'm watching, and I didn't get an opportunity to watch tape, unfortunately, on Andrean, but it looks like they are staunch against the run.
State Champs is located on the campus of Lawrence Technological University. They offer over 20 varsity sports, including football. You can recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com. Coach, continue with that, if you will. What are you seeing out of this offense? Why is it working so well right now?
Well, again, I think what the coaching staff over for Grand Rapids is finding out is that, hey, look, they're going to be staunch against the run, which means they're going to play those gaps real sound. How can we utilize what we do well against that? Here's a great example. Get everybody going one way, and, of course, the eyes are on what's happening on the line, so you bring everything back the other way. And, again, a great decision maker. You can see that he had some opening to run, a guy in the corner, and a guy coming across that back line, and he's just going to make real good decisions with that, and sure enough, he did. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
Yep, around the same spot as the touchdown here as they go for the 2-point try after the first kick was blocked. Severi to his right. He fires another wide open guy, and that'll be a 2-pointer, and that makes it 14-0. Grand Rapids Catholic Central, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. They haven't even seemingly been slowed down here, Coach. You can't get much better than that.
So this play here, they're going to use Ziegler as everything going outside, and then they bring the number 1 receiver on the inside. Everyone eyes on 24 as he's in motion. Again, great utilization of movement and a great athlete. And then, Joey, just find the open guy for me, will you? And there he is, sitting in a hole with nobody around him.
Devin Fridley Bell there with the 2-pointer. And you're seeing why, Coach. Listen to these numbers now. We already told you 63-4, which is just ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
But then when you look at Joey Silveri, he has thrown for almost 4,900 yards here. And over that now, this was going into the season. He went over 5,000 last week. Coming in, 70 touchdowns. He ran for almost 2,000 and another 29 touchdowns.
And I'll tell you one of the most impressive stats. He doesn't throw interceptions.
No.
23 touchdowns last year, 4 interceptions. He does not just throw the ball to the other team. And I would bet, if we watch film, I bet 2 of those at least are tips.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, and when you look at those numbers, Coach, coming into a season, you've thrown almost 99, or you have scored 99. You ran for them and threw. That's in COVID-shortened years as well. You lost a few games in there.
Oh, many games. Absolutely. Absolutely. He is just a dominant player. And you don't hear a lot of talk with big programs coming, but someone is going to be really happy where he decides to go play football.
So here come the 59ers this time. Ball is run across the 30-yard line.
And Carter Bowen all fired up. You know, that's what happens. Emotion runs high in high school football. Offense does well. Defense picks it right up. Excellent job scraping right down the line of scrimmage there, making a nice tackle. You see him just stay down flat on the line, not running up the field. There he comes right there. Excellent job. Because their O-line got up on the linebackers at the second level, but he stayed flat and made a good play.
So it's a pickup of 2. 59ers will get one more play off, and it is picked off by Nolan Ziegler. Touchdown, CC.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he read that absolutely perfectly. I know he's a great athlete, and I know Notre Dame gets a great athlete, but I bet he's one heck of a smart football player. When you watch this play, he reads this as quick screen immediately, and he just attacks. He's thinking tackle. Hold on, the ball's hanging a little bit. That's my ball. And there he goes.
Yep, came off his man, read it like a book, and there's nobody anywhere near him. He's off to the races. So all he's done today,
hold on,
in less than a
short
quarter,
list.
in less than a quarter, is go for an 84-yard touch on O, a pick 6 now on D, and CC now up 21-0 with 13 seconds still to play in the first quarter.
What phenomenal team play. I mean, let's look at the grand scope of things, okay? You have Andrean, has an awesome returner back there, 5-star athlete. They're covering him well. They're playing solid defense by making them punt. Now they get 2 touchdowns from the offense, a third by the defense. What an overall team game that they're playing so far. And when you've got guys out, that's what has to happen is others have to step up and make plays. And I know 24 makes plays all the time, that's no doubt. But what a great start to this football game.
Well, and Ziegler is a great story. He was already a good player and a good athlete. And then in the last year or so, he's gained a lot of weight, grown into his now 6'4", 210-pound frame. That's what a lot of schools wanted to see. And my gosh, he's a beast. How about 6'4", 210 as a safety?
Who can catch the football? He's not one who's going to be dropping interceptions, I can tell you that. He's made it full well known he can catch the football.
And we've seen what everybody has talked about with him. They talk about how fluid he is, how he can change directions on a dime. Man, we've seen that already in the couple times he's touched the ball.
Absolutely. And on that play right there, like I said, he's reading the screen just like he should. He's thinking to blow it up, and the ball hangs just a little bit, and instead of a tackle for no gain, it's 6 points for my team. Great job by John Meyer right there. He's kicked the last couple to about the 15. He's juiced up, puts it in the end zone. What a great weapon to have someone put it in the end zone. They got to go 80 yards.
Nolan Ziegler was recruited by schools like Michigan, Iowa, Nebraska, Va Tech, Cincinnati. He's going to go play for a guy who knows Grand Rapids a little bit, Brian Kelly down at Notre Dame.
Made some noise over here, didn't he?
Andrean looking to get something going. They need to. Ball slung out to the outside, caught by Alonzo Paul, who was knocked out.
Again, good job. Andrean needs something positive, get something out there quick. They did a good job. Offensive line held them out enough, but again, that edge pressure was coming.
We still have 8 ticks on the clock here before the end of the first quarter. So Andrean will get at least one more snap off. And you're seeing the youth there a little bit, I think, especially, too, on that last play. Coach, obviously Ziegler made a great play, but you got a sophomore quarterback out there, only his 3rd game, and you're seeing that youth a little bit against veteran experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And veteran experience plays so well.
This time a great hookup from Ballantyne. He gets it across to his man, PC3, at the 40-yard line. Right now, let's send it to the 3rd member of our team, and that is Jenna Rose. Jenna.
Grand Rapids Catholic Central senior quarterback Joey Silveri is making a name for himself across the Michigan high school football scene. The 2-time champion completed 98 of 164 passes for 1,839 yards last season, and let's not forget 29 touchdowns, throwing only 4 interceptions. Head coach Todd Colster said that he's a little surprised that the star quarterback is not gaining national attention. However, we still have a long ways to go when we look at the remainder of this season. Sending it back to you guys in the booth.
Appreciate that report, Jenna, and we will have more on Joey coming up right after this.
I'll tell you what, I just got a guy walk over from the booth and says, you know, we didn't see this coming.
Really?
Absolutely. So Andrean is playing 2 of the top-level schools in Indiana and came out 1-1. Ran the ball very well in week 1, threw the ball very well in both games. You know, feeling comfortable coming up in here and playing their 3rd football game. I don't think anybody saw this coming. So kudos again to the Cougars for being ready and obviously had them very well scouted.
So it will be 1st down and 10 from the 40. Ballantyne takes it, hands it to the big fella, and he is popped right away, Coach.
Boy, Jack Cook just got in there and hit him low, and that's how you hit a big fella, because if you hit him high, you're going to be in trouble. Great job. Excellent linebacker play right there. Phenomenal job setting up 2nd and 10. Watch it here. Comes right in there, fills that gap.
Well, Coach, you mentioned maybe they didn't see this coming here in the first quarter, but listen to this. CC was down 21-13 to a pretty good Lapeer team, I think, in week 1. They then didn't give up another point the rest of the game, held them to 72 yards in the second half. Here we go with 2nd and 10. Ballantyne looking to his left. Ball is tipped at the line and knocked down.
And again, you spoke early and you hit the nail on the head. Tradition isn't just a sometimes thing. You know, when you're down like that, the tradition here is we win. and you keep coming after it. And that's what they did in that Lapeer game and scored 30 unanswered.
30 unanswered, yeah. And the thing is, though, you go and you look at last night. Lapeer then clobbers Midland 49-27. Braden McKenna goes for 220 and 4 touchdowns. So what does that say about how good the Cougars are?
Well, it says 21-0 in your next game in the first quarter is what it says.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 10 now.
I'm a little surprised they haven't taken one up top to PC3 just to see what can happen on an early down. We'll see if they have to go to that.
Coming to the bottom of your screen, they were loaded up on that side. How about that pass? Over the middle. We do have a flag down, but that was your guy PC3 getting across the 50. We'll see what this flag is about.
Great decision to get him out of the pocket. He's had a couple knocked down when he's just done the straight drop back. Excellent job. Roll him out, get him on the corner, get him a little comfortable. It looks like they had an illegal man downfield, which can happen on that slide protection. It's kind of like an outside zone blocking. Everyone reaches the guy to whatever direction you're going. It looks like he went up the field a little bit too far.
How about, I liked it where he got it, though, right in that tight window there across the 50. It was a good throw. Unfortunately for the 59ers, it comes back.
Yeah, that tackle's about 7 yards down the field. You just can't do it.
So it will now be 3rd and 15. They're at the 35, down 21-0 after only 2 possessions for Grand Rapids Catholic
I think
Central.
they're going to take a timeout here.
And they are. Coach Chris Skinner wants to talk it over. Needs 15 to keep this drive alive. What are you seeing right now out of the young QB? I mentioned that last throw. That was a nice throw into a tight window.
Again, they got him out on the edge. No one was right in his face, so you got him in a little bit of a zone where he can have good vision, and that's very well. Early on, that's what they had. They didn't have the pressure off the edge. So he got the ball out quickly, PC3 a couple times, and again, set him up for something successful. Grand Rapids does a little twist or brings off, pressure off the edge a little bit, and we get in his face. Obviously, that disrupts timing. Now the confidence level drops slightly. Then you just a little bit hair late or sail a ball, and here comes a big-time athlete for 6. I think it's real smart by them to get him outside and see what happens. Again, I'd like them to just drop back and put one up and see if they can't maybe beat him down the sideline. You got a great receiver who's fast.
Yeah.
Utilize it.
Well, and they did that last week, and I was really impressed watching him on tape on that 86-yard touchdown to PC3. He threw the ball nearly 40 yards in the air down the sideline. A good, strong arm from the sophomore. 5 wide now on 3rd and 15. Valentine looking over the middle. The throw is a hair short, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Great effort there by DJ Mitchell trying to come back to it, but it is one of the most difficult things for a receiver. You're running full bore one direction. It's just behind enough that you can't really stop and make the play.
So it will be Andrean kicking it away one more time.
Extremely impressed with the Catholic Central defense. You obviously have a strong unit coming at you. You've got a great runner. You've got a throwing game that's had some great success, and they've forced a punt each time. Very impressed with them.
John Passanall back one more time to receive this punt. Kick is away. And once again calls for the fair catch at the 31, where the Cougars will take over once again with a 21-0 lead. Do you want free food? Hungry Howies and State Champs have a great offer for you. Order your next meal at hungryhowies.com and use the special code CHAMPS to receive one free order of Howies bread. Some restrictions do apply. So with 10:27 to go in the second quarter, GRCC takes over for the 3rd time on offense. They have yet to be stopped on either side of the ball. And it will be the senior, Joey Silveri, with nobody in the backfield one more time. Snaps a hair low. No problem. He gets it away. The ball's danced all the way across the 35 to about the 37. by Ronan once again.
I like how Russell Dixon, he stuck with this. You know, it's a little bit of a bad snap. He just has good trust in his QB that he's going to make it happen regardless. He stays with it, comes back to the football. The big fella's getting out on the edge, not running by anybody. It's a really nice job and an excellent play on first down. Hey, you get 7-8 on first down, you're sitting pretty offensively.
2nd and 3. This time the ball is handed off. And not a ton doing that time. Looks like they're going to be about a yard, maybe 2 short.
Again, I think they're very, very good up front. The defensive front, the linebackers, obviously. You got the big fella Bowen coming in there, blitzing up and just causing all kinds of havoc, and that means there's not much gap room to run for the runner there.
Brings up a 3rd and 2 at the 38. That was Rellinger again on that carry. Once again, empty backfield. And Silveri back to get this play. And he's taking it himself this time. Haven't seen this yet today. He can get out there and run. He's still on his feet across the 45 to the 46. We just told you a little bit ago, this guy's run for almost 2,000 yards in his career. Great play there.
Well, and you go out there and stand next to him, he looks like a linebacker. He is quite jacked. You know he's been in the weight room. He loves this game and all the aspects of it, and work is absolutely something that he loves as a 4-letter word. And you see right there, they have absolutely no qualms about him getting the 4 or 5 yards on a little QB draw there.
Yeah, he's not scared to run whatsoever. He had 3 rushing touchdowns in the state title game last season, I should say, because it was 2021 against Frankenmuth. This time, it's Rellinger around the right side, and he is brought down almost immediately. Couldn't get that edge, Coach.
I'll tell you, again, they're very good against the run. Their eyes are disciplined on their keys. They fight to the outside when they're supposed to. They come from the inside out when they're supposed to. I know the plan that Grand Rapids is going after here, though. Just keep plugging it, keep plugging it, keep plugging it, and let's see if that doesn't play dividends in the 3rd and 4th quarter for us in the run game.
Absolutely, and maybe open it up a little bit, and
Exactly.
then you can pop them. Is that right?
That's right. And again, play action.
So here they go on 2nd down. Silveri looking over the middle. It is brought in once again. Ronan, Russell, Dixon, and that is another Cougars first down.
You see right there again, you know, the offensive line is going to create this pocket. Joey's saying, oh, you know what, I'm not going to hang back here. I'm going to just slide up, push up in the pocket a little bit, find some spot, deliver a strike to my dig coming across the middle, just a little in route, find some open space. Great job. And again, their receivers stay in discipline on what they're supposed to do, knowing and trusting their quarterback's going to get the job done.
And he normally does. He is an Elite 11 regional qualifier. He was down at the camp in Indy during the offseason. On first down, couple of backs. This time they hand it off to Ronan. He gets plinkoed around and gets brought down at the 38.
And again, the defense on the run game, you're going to watch them just swarm. There are always 5, 6 white shirts coming down by the football. One of the reasons that there's some openings behind them and voids is because those linebackers are so run-heavy play that it creates that void we saw earlier exposed on that dig route by Russell Dixon.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing a great job against the run so far. The pass has been there throughout this quarter and a half of play here. 21-0. Silveri again. Low snap. He's got it, and he's got a man coming after him. Slips the tackle, still on his feet. Keeps it himself across the 35.
So again, you see on display right there, number 1, strength. Number 2, awareness. He just gets a little pump fake, and instead of getting tackled on the first guy, he ends up dragging him, ends up making it 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, instead of a loss for 12 yards here. That's a big, strong athlete coming after him, number 4, Mr. Wright, the D1 prospect.
Absolutely. We're going to be 3rd and 9 this time from the 34. Under 6 minutes now to play in the first half. Silveri going empty backfield once again. Snap low once again, but he's got plenty of time. He's got a man, but he overshoots Ronan on the sideline.
A little bit of a long stride on that one, ends up sailing the ball. If I'm a betting man and they're going here, I think we're going to see something down the middle.
Yeah, it's been open. It's been open all day, Coach. First time now that they are facing a 4th and long at their own, at the Andrean 34. We saw a 4th down conversion earlier.
Let's not forget, you also have singled up on that backside, although I see they're putting a safety over there on top also of Ziegler. But I like the middle of the field on this. They're going to try and bring pressure.
Silveri rolling to his left. He's got Bowen right on him, and Bowen says, no, sir. Brings him down on the sideline. That will be a turnover on downs, and you are seeing why this is one of the #1 recruits in the country.
Watch
Drake Bowen.
speed.
How about this closing speed, Coach?
Yep.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yep. And he's being blocked, and he gets hit again, and he's just going to come like gangbusters. Joey doing everything he can. Great job. Great defensive right there. Hey, it's exactly what the 59ers needed to have happen as a stop. And now for them, hey, let's turn this around and let's go.
A little momentum for the first time. First real big play they have had today. Maybe it can spark the offense a little bit. You will see Drake in there at running back quite a bit. Not this time on this play. It'll be Trey Stevens standing behind Ballantyne. He's throwing. Great connection on first down, and there we go, Coach. Maybe a little spark here.
Well, I like it. They used a little inside fake there just to hold the backer enough so that they could open and expose the outside. You get a good block by a receiver, so instead of a 3-yard gain, bam, it ends up to be a first down, 12, 15-yard gain. Excellent, strong run right there. Very impressed there with Mr. Paul.
Yep, picked up a nice block, which gained him about another 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 10. They are in Cougar territory now with a little bit of momentum. Ballantyne goes left. He's got a man wide open over the middle of the field. That is Damari Wright. And now the 59ers are in business.
And again, quick, down and open seam, not taking a long time. It's not an outside throw. It's down the middle of the field. Much more comfortable for the quarterback. Excellent job putting the ball in a hole on his receiver's body to give him a chance to be successful.
Yeah, you can see why they like this kid so much. Ballantyne showing a little moxie here with his team down 21, needing some points.
They're outmanned on the left there. There it is.
He's throwing it again, and you called it. There's Paul again. He's going to be brought down at about the 5-yard line, the deepest by far that Andrean's been today.
You've got one defender on 2 offensive players. It's not, rocket science, because if it was, I wouldn't know anything about it. And here's a great, exploit it. We got 2, you have 1. Let's make a good play. Now it's 1st and goal.
And the sophomore saw it, and he nailed the senior, Alonzo Paul, over there on the left.
Amazing the confidence you gain so quickly when you have a couple completions and big plays, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, and you saw it. You got the big 4th down play, and now they are moving where, look, they have not done much of anything on offense yet today. You wouldn't know it by this drive.
That's right. If you saw this, you'd think it's a 14-14 ball game.
1st and goal from the 6, throwing again. He's got a man out there, and he has got a touchdown. That is Robbie Ballantyne. Andrean on the board for the first time. Impressive drive here.
Good job getting the ball up. An excellent blitz pickup by the back on the outside and also on the inside by the guard. Excellent placement on the ball up high and outside, so his guy has the chance to get it. Really good use of the hands there, as you mentioned, by Robbie. Great job, and I believe you got a brother combination going on there.
Yeah, and he has done well so far as well. Against Crown Point last week, 7 grabs for 70 yards, also had an interception, so you mentioned his hands. Yeah, he's got some good ones. And the kick is up and through, and with 3:47 to play, we now have a 14-point ball game. Catholic Central leading Andrean 21-7.
And you can see Mr. Ballantyne walking around with the scoring belt that they carry around after a score.
Are we going to
So
get
we
this
got a
kick one
flag
more
on the
time?
play, yeah.
A couple of fans don't agree with that call there, Coach.
I believe
but,
that Coach Skinner is also a little upset.
Yeah, so the point comes off the board. They'll have to put it up one more time.
However, as is in the classy form, he says that's so ridiculous. That's about as the level we're going to get here, so good for him.
Well, they're keeping it PG for us,
That's
Coach.
exactly what it should be. We're working with high school kids.
And this time the kick is up, and it is true one more time. So now we have a 14-point game at 21-7.
Well, now I'll tell you right now that Mr. Nicholas Tover can really put a foot to it.
Hope you can stick with us for halftime. We're going to show you the highlights of last year's finals. GRCC in that Division 5 state championship against Frankenmuth, where they won the state title. We mentioned a little bit about that before. Coach Joey had an awesome game. 6 total touchdowns for him, 3 through the air, 3 more. That's good. That was 4 and 5 years.
And I'll tell you, it's an interesting when you talk about Joey, and I mean all over the state of Michigan, everybody knows about him. When you talk about him and you say that, no one looks surprised at you. They say, "Oh, well, that's him. That's what he does. He runs the ball. He throws the ball. He's got great command as a leader out there. The kids follow and play hard with and for him. They're very young this year. They lost a lot of key players. Again, 3 offensive linemen are out, and they have 21 points on the board. I do know one, of course, for the defense, but that's how it goes. Other people have to pick up in other facets of the game.
Yeah, 4 starters back on offense, 6 back on defense. But we mentioned there's a couple linemen out there today. But you know what people are surprised about with Joey? The lack of the major offers has been a big story. Oh, and we have a little bit of trouble here on the kickoff. Kick was low. Well, now we don't have any more trouble. Spinning his way all the way is Jack Rellinger, gets to the 41-yard line. Coach, that looked like it may have been real bad. He didn't get the scoop off the bounce. No, sir. He takes it across the 40.
Didn't panic. Pick the football up. I'm going to get what I can get. Oh, I'm going to just go ahead and run this thing out to the 41-yard line. What an excellent play there by Jack. Again, just keep your poise. You'll be okay. Again, we have an offense that's doing real well today. Even if I just ran the ball to the 15-yard line, okay, we'll be okay. Nice job, though, getting a great field position out of what could have been disastrous.
Yeah, excellent play for him. He had 100 yards on the ground last week. Going back to Joey, who will be under center right here. Coach talks about his size. Maybe it's his size what's going on with him. But he says, I'm not worried. My tape by the end of the year will prove these big schools that I can play with them. He slings it out to his left side. That's going to be Passanaw, taking it to almost the 50.
I've seen Joey throw with the best all over the place. In the Midwest, at the Elite 11s, he can throw with any of them. It is amazing how many people just got to get a guy who fits the suit, within quotations, if you will.
Yeah.
And I understand it. I know what they're looking for, but this kid can flat out play football. He is a great football player who happens to be a quarterback. And he proves it all the time with doing everything that he does. He'll be just fine with whatever he does in college.
This time he's handing it off, and he is popped right away. That is going to be Jack getting popped right at about the line of scrimmage. And, Coach, you mentioned, Coach Todd Colster spent some time at Grand Valley as their offensive coordinator, and he compared him to a few guys who have won some national titles. Oh, we have a fumble on the exchange there, and the flags come in. He mentioned Kurt Ains, Cullen Finnerty, and Brad Ichek. Those guys are national champions at Grand Valley State. He says his man is just as good as them.
I'll tell you what, when you're thrown in with those names around here, you are in one heck of a class, a group of people. So, and he's right. Joey can play with anybody, and someone's going to pick him up, and he's going to end up being the guy, and everyone's going to say, he should be and he's going to be just fine with whatever he does. He will go out there, and he's one of those kids, I don't need to prove anyone wrong. I'm just going to prove myself right in a real positive way. So I really like that about him and his attitude. That fumble may turn out to be one of the best things that happened in Grand Rapids, by the way. They had a little illegal motion. And let's see what happens if they end up getting this first down instead of they have a loss of 6 yards, which it would have been.
And it makes it 3rd and 6. Joey throwing. He's got a man, but great coverage out there. Pass is broken up. So it will be now 4th and 6, and that is James Mantle, the junior, breaking up a first down grab.
This ball is right on the money, gives them a really good chance. The defense is right there, but I'm telling you right now, you ask the receiver, he's going to tell you 100 times I should have caught that football.
So it looks like we are going on 4th and 6 here. Nope, little pooch, and it may have gotten blocked, or is it flagged down?
Interesting what this flag will be.
Yeah, little delay there. Everybody stopped.
Can't be offside because the play would have been dead immediately.
Exactly. And going to be
illegal
a
formation.
Penalty is declined. So here we go, Coach. After going up 21-0, the 4th down stop. The Cougars struggle on offense on their next drive. Here we go. We could have a brand new ball game after this possession.
And let's look at what the defense did there. Grand Rapids ran the ball to the 41. The punt ended up out in the 50. That's an awesome defensive stand. Again, the defense is sparking the offense. Let's see if they go to that quick passing game and, again, maybe exploit that seam. Because I'll tell you what, it's open right now again for the number 3 receiver to run right down the seam.
Andrean with 3 wide at the bottom of your screen, and they go to the top. And you mentioned it, the quick pass, play action, once again, back in business to the 35.
And again, I like the little run flash. It just keeps that outside backer not getting out into that flat. It sets up the quarterback with really good balance. You can see his feet are balanced. He gets an excellent throw right in the chest of his big-time receiver. First down.
PC3 does it again. Now with the 35. That clock is running, though, down to 1:30. Ballantyne with another connection. Nothing doing on that one, though. Brought down right away is Jacob Jones.
I can tell you right now, they're upstairs and they're saying, hit the slant, hit the slant. Both guys are going outside with the speed out, and they're not wrong. If he throws the slant, there's a wide open window. That's why that tackle's made so quickly, because they both flowed with that speed out. The slant behind that was the throw to make. That said, positive play, you're still moving, you're okay.
So Andrean is in business. It'll be 2nd and 9. They've got a buck 25 to work with from the 34-yard line. What do you expect to see here, Coach?
Well, they got 1 timeout left, so you are going to have to play with that a little bit. However, with the room that they're getting the outside, in high school football, first downs, your clock stops, so you can use that to your advantage. I like that slant. I like the speed out slant, and they might be talking about it right now out of trips. If you pick that side, look at the slant. But the other side with the 1 receiver, I think, is where they have the most room to operate. So I would advise that. And I'm not sure if they're in audibles here with their young guy yet, but, man, that number 3, if they're not covered with enough defensive guys on the trips, throw that seam right up in there. Again, it's something that's quick. It's not over big defensive ends with pressure, and they've had great success with it.
Dan Ballantyne has had great success all day so far, going to Patrick Clax III. We'll see what kind of action he gets. They do have the big fella Bowen in the backfield again. He has not been out there the last couple of times. He is there, sets up, got a man, and it is picked off down the sideline. That is Kellen Russell Dixon. They say he juggled the pass, though, I believe. And that is going to stay Andrean football. Huge break there.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at it. Yep, and he did bobble it a little bit. Oh, that's a tough call. May have had a toe on that line.
That's a tough one right there. Saw the little youth out of PC3 there. He was invited inside on the route and stayed inside. And as a quarterback, you're taught to fade him to the sideline. They will get that connection as they grow over the next couple of years. But he's expecting him to be outside, so he throws it outside, but the DB was outside of him. So
Andrean stays alive, now facing 3rd and 9. And the pressure is coming, but a great pass, dumping it down to Bowen. He's still on his feet, rumbling his way down to the 21.
Great screen call here. Use the middle screen. Use the pressure they've been putting on you against them. Let them come up the field.
And then use your
And
bulldozer,
then just throw the ball to the big fella and say, hey, go get me 20. Go get me 15 yards and a first down.
And a great play there. They stop the clock. And so it'll be second down. They've got a $1.2 to work with at the 20. Once again, we mentioned Bowen has not been out there last couple times. They got him in here now when they need something. And how about that? Dump it down to the big fella and let him rumble.
And you know what? In tough situations, get the football to your players. Get it in some way, shape, or form. And I'm sure they've got many ways to get him the ball. What a great call on that screen. Again, they know they're going to be rushing up the field. They were playing pass coverage the whole way. Great exploiting of the middle of the field on that one.
Bowen in the backfield once again. Valentine on second down. He throws it outside. And again, not sure if he and PC3 were on the same page. He was running in, that throw went out.
Well, I think number 24, the outside linebacker right there, did a nice job. No, it's not 24, I'm sorry. Oh, it is. It's Ziegler. Ziegler did a great job of getting in the quarterback's vision so he didn't throw the slant where he's supposed to, because he saw, I think, Ziegler running the other way with it. So they're going to watch that play on tape and say, hey, that's a good decision, young man.
Now 3rd and 10. Valentine with time. He's going to take it himself. He gets hit, and he goes down at about the 17-yard line. Clock
Bowen
still
does
running till right now. Timeout, and that will be the last one for Andrean.
Bowen does a great job. He should have just given him the football right there and let him run with it. But again, that's that youth. That's that lack of experience. And, you know, he gets a player like that in front of him, and just shovel it and let's say, you go run. You're the runner.
Yeah, and a great shot there by our guys. Bowen was calling for it. Hey, let me take it.
Yeah. He'll talk to him at half and say, hey, if you get in trouble again, I'll just be right there.
Yeah, just flick it out
That's
to me, man.
I'll make it happen.
You know,
I like that timeout there. 4th down and 2. You got a good drive going. You still have 46 seconds. I know it's their last timeout, but regroup and get a good play here. You're going to get a clock stoppage if you get the first down. You can clock it at that point if you want to, or have 2 play calls ready right here. Even if one is the first down and then a shot to the end zone, you're still giving yourself an opportunity, and then you still have your other 2 downs to do what you're going to do. Good coaching move right there.
Well, as you mentioned, it is 4th and 2. They do have time to work with. Let's see what they do.
So it looks like they're going to be in zero coverage here. Man across the board. If I'm Andrean, I'm running the football.
They are throwing it, and the blue shirts are coming at him. And that is going to be a catch on the sideline. Hall brings it in. That will be a first down. Coach, how about this?
And out of bounds. And I'm going to tell you right now, pregame, what a great job by him, Bellamy, getting out of the pocket just enough. And I'm telling you, in pregame, Ryan, they worked this drill for 10 minutes, dragging the foot with the catch. Unbelievable how it comes up right now. Receiver coach is excited as all get out.
And he got out of bounds, so that clock stopped with 39 ticks to go before the break. Valentine under pressure again. He slips out of it again, but is brought down inside the 5. They got to hurry up here.
Great job of not just throwing the ball there. Excellent poise. Very good decision making right there.
And he clocks it one more time, so it'll be 3rd down. Goal to go.
And you'll watch here, he dances around for the 2nd time. A lot of hands get on him. Stays up strong, but he doesn't lose control of what he's doing. and he's got a guy in the back of the end zone. He doesn't see him, but instead of throwing the ball away and maybe getting it tipped an interception, he goes and gets a couple of yards, and here they are. They still have a goal-to-goal situation and 2 downs to get it.
You mentioned it, and once again, he did have Bowen standing right in front of him. Maybe could have flicked it to him to get close to that goal line, but as you said, the kid's not panicking, even though he's trying to run for his life a little bit.
Absolutely.
And he has a man. It is the big fella. It is Bowen, and it is a touchdown. Andrean right back in this thing after the short touchdown to the 5-star Drake Bowen. 21-13 now.
So if my young guy's not going to get to him when he's open, and I'm going to call play where we get it to him, so he's going to score a touchdown. Very, very good football call right there. Use your big fella. They know they're going to have a smaller player on him from the linebacker position. Throw it up and let him make a play.
And he just told him, too, you're shorter than me.
That's it.
I went over you and got it. You got to like the hands out of the backfield, though.
I'll tell you what, both real stud athletes on both sides of the ball are really showing out today, both on the offense and the defensive side of the ball. And again, a program that is strong, doesn't panic when it's 21-0. They stick with it, stick with it, stick with it.
Well, as you mentioned, Coach, somebody earlier told you they didn't see this coming. Well, I don't think Andrean did either, and they didn't like it. We've got a brand-new ball game now with 16 seconds to play before the half. But you can't say enough about Drake Bowen. He really paid dividends on that drive. And this kid's got Auburn looking at him. Clemson, LSU, Notre Dame, and not just for football, baseball as well. This dude is an athlete, traveled over 4,700 miles this summer playing travel ball. Said he only spent 13 days at home all summer. This dude loves working. He loves playing. Gets up at 5:30 every morning to go to the gym. This guy, he works his butt off. He says it'd be cool to be a normal kid, but I don't want to be normal. I want a kid like that on my team.
Well, you're not kidding. And I also think the other thing we're seeing out of both sides with Joey, and when your best players are your hardest workers, it really bodes well for your program. And that's what we're seeing a lot of today. And I want to go, Coach Skinner, I talked to him earlier in the week, and one of the most prideful points he made is 75% of the football team are multi-sport athletes. And they take a lot of pride in really pushing their kids. But now you have this stud who's a stud in both football and baseball, who's the leader of that group. So it's pretty easy to follow that trend. And you're seeing it right here. Kids only get to play it for a short time. We need to let them play. So I really like that Coach, and on both sides, they do the same thing at Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Play sports, guys.
We'll see if they take a shot. Ball is handed off.
I think they're going to run it out.
That once again is Rellinger. And that will bring us to a close. So at halftime, Andrean has gotten right back in this thing. The Cougars still lead it 21-14, but we have got a heck of a game. And before we head to our halftime, let's head back over to Jenna Rose. Jenna.
Oh. Hi. Thank you, Ryan. You touched on this earlier in the broadcast, and as a baseball fan, we had to take it a little deeper on Drans. When we look at their star linebacker in Darren Bowen, we really got to take a look here. He's not only a 5-star recruit, he is also an elite prospect in the game of baseball. He batted .434 with power, plays shortstop, and is also able to man the hot corner. And with that, we love seeing those dual sport athletes because he's able to take the strategy from the game of football and translate that to that reactionary and analytical approach that he takes with him at the plate. He is looking through 5 different offers right now. We see LSU, Clemson, Auburn, Notre Dame, and Indiana looking to both play college football and college baseball. Thank you for joining us here on the State Champs Network. We're going to send it to halftime.
You see that? How you can see every delicious speck of sesame, garlic herb, and Parmesan? That is what flavored crust should look like. Crust so irresistible that if pizza could eat pizza, it would be this pizza. Can you imagine how good a pizza would have to be for it to eat itself? Talk about irresistible. Now get an irresistible meal deal for any budget starting at just $5.99.
Hungry?
Howies! If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
We're about 1/3 of the way through the boys' soccer season, and it's never too early to start looking toward the postseason. The MHSA tournament will start on October 13th. The brackets will be released 10 days before that on October 3rd, and will end with 4 division championships on November 6th, 2 at Comstock Park High School and 2 at Novi High School. We're in the 3rd year of using the Michigan Power Ratings, or MPR, to seed the top 2 teams in each district. District assignments are already known, and you can find your district opponents by going to MHSA.com. You can also monitor your team's MPR by going to MHSA.com/MPR. Results are updated in real time, and you can track teams in your district to see who is in line to grab a 1 or 2 seed. Detroit Catholic Central, Richland Gull Lake, Grosse Ile, and Andrean Lenawee Christian are all looking to repeat as champs. For more MHSA soccer news, visit MHSA.com.
I'm Greg Molson at Brighton's Legacy Center for the Division I 8-player state final with Sutton's Bay back in the championship game for the 2nd straight year, taking on Andrean Lenawee Christian, wrapping up its first season in the 8-player game. The rookies waste no time taking charge, starting with special teams. Jamie Chesser blocks the punt, setting up the Cougars offense at the 10-yard line. Quarterback Landon Gallant then scores the game's first touchdown from a yard out, putting Lenawee Christian on top. And it's more special play from the ALC special teams. Check out Asher Braja on the punt return. Looks like he's going down, but he spins, keeps his balance, and takes it in for the 36-yard return to make it 12-zip. Next up, it's the passing game. Gallant throwing to Jamie Chesser. He makes a great move, turns on the speed, and he is gone for a 57-yard touchdown. Andrean Lenawee Christian wins the D1 8-player state championship with an impressive 47-0 win over Sutton's Bay. I'm Greg Molson inside the Legacy Center in Brighton for the 8-player D2 state final. 10-0 Portland St. Patrick taking on 10-0 Powers North Central. The Jets strike first. Luke Gorzinski right up the middle for the 1-yard run. The 2-point conversion makes it 8-zip. The PNC defense adds 2 more to the scoreboard. Wyatt Robb breaks through for the sack in the end zone for the safety. The Shamrocks then get on the board. Connor Cross runs left, then flips the pass to Seth Frawley, cutting the lead to 10-6. Back to Powers North Central, and quarterback Luke Gorzinski keeping himself for his 2nd touchdown of the game, this one from 17 yards out. Portland St. Patrick answers again. Connor Cross finding a streaking Jacob Hayes-Dunning down the sideline for a 41-yard touchdown. The 2 teams traded 2 more scores, and with just over a minute left in the half, it's Luke Gorzinski going to the air and finding Ian Gorzinski, 39 yards. Powers North Central wins the highest scoring game in finals history, 70-48, winning its 3rd ever 8-player state championship, overcoming the loss of a half dozen key players who missed the final due to COVID contact tracing.
I'm Jeremy Otto, and in the Division 8 final, we had 2 teams in search of its first state title in school history, Centerville taking on Ubly. Centerville coming in undefeated at 10-0 and was going for it on 4th and goal here in the first. Sam Todd rolling and rolling, heaves it to the end zone, but Mason Lemmings can't haul it in. We're scoreless after the first. The Bulldogs were driving in the second. Todd going deep in the junior. Tyler Swanwick comes down with it for the 40-yard gain down to the Ubly 20. Then a few plays later, it would be the senior Todd bouncing it to the outside as he pounds his way in for the 1-yard tally. As Centerville shuts out Ubly 22-0 the final for its first ever football state championship. I'm Jeremy Otto, and let's go to the action from Saturday at the state finals in Division 7. New Lothrop looking to win its second state title in 3 years as they went up against the Gladiators from Traverse City St. Francis. The senior Will Murin gets the handoff, surveys the outside, and barrels his way in for the 27-yard touchdown. Hornets out to a quick 6-0 lead. St. Francis would drive the field on its next possession. Gabe Olivier just crosses the plane for the 3-yard score. Gladiators led it 7-6. But the Hornets would strike back. On the ensuing kickoff, Julius Garza gets the return and goes untouched, 83 yards to the house. New Lothrop led 14-7 after the opening quarter of play. Well, more from Garza in the second. Senior quarterback Cam Orr finds him wide open this time, and he would win the 65-yard foot race as New Lothrop takes it 42-35 and their second state title in the last 3 seasons.
I'm Kevin Czerzinski reporting from Ford Field for the Division 6 Championship. The Montague Wildcats and Clinton on tap for this matinee matchup. Both teams not a stranger to this field in recent years, but failing to capture that elusive hardware. Montague last obtained the trophy back in 2009, but for Clinton, still seeking for their first. Montague got the ball rolling on the opening drive, threatening here inside the red zone. Senior quarterback Drew Collins under pressure but composed as he throws the dart right into Sam Smith's hands. The 9-yard catch and score puts the Wildcats in the lead 7-0. Clinton would respond just 5 plays later. The full backfield giving George Ames just enough running space from 8 yards out, and the junior plows right into the end zone, and we got ourselves a great game cooking up, tied at 7-all. Still in the first, the Wildcats back on the attack, and boy, does Michigan Tech have a gem coming to town with Drew Collins. The Husky commit launches it to his favorite target on the night. In stride, Sam Smith delivers the 44-yard package. Montague back on top, 13-7. Second quarter action, and Clinton would put on an impressive 19-play drive, eating up 11 minutes of clock down to the 2. Sophomore running back Braden Lehman punching in his ticket for 6. Successful point after has Clinton in the lead for the first time, up a penny, 14-13. The retort came rather quick from the Wildcats. After a big 49-yard catch by Dylan Everett, here's the junior's effort on the ground from 2 yards out. Montague snatching back the lead as we head into the break, up 19-14. Montague came out of the locker room on fire in the second half, getting a second serving of the Collins and Smith connection as these two cannot be extinguished. Collins making it look easy on the 26-yard diving score. Montague starting to pull away, up 26-14. But this night would belong to the Montague Wildcats. Drew Collins on the keeper. The senior went 15 for 19 over 244 yards, 5 total TDs, 3 in the air and 2 on the ground. Montague is your 2020 Division 6 champions after defeating Clinton 40-14 your final score. I'm Kevin Czerzinski reporting from Ford Field for Saturday's matinee Division 5 football championship. Grand Rapids Catholic Central making the finals for the 4th time in 5 years, looking to add another one to last year's Division 4 crown. Standing in their way were the Eagles of Frankenmuth, who put up great defensive numbers en route to the finals. The last time these two met, the 1987 Class B semifinals, with the Cougars coming out on top. Last year, Cougars quarterback Joey Silveri had a field day scoring 6 touchdowns in the D4 finals. And here, the junior wasted no time getting his first on the day. Junior Nolan Ziegler secures the 11-yard catch. Grand Rapids Catholic Central up 7-zip. The Cougars defense shutting down the Eagles offense, forcing a 3-and-out that allows Silveri and company to put on another solid drive down inside the red zone. Pressure applied by Frankenmuth finally finds a wide open Jace Williams, and he trances on in with a 13-yard score. CC adding more to the board, up 14-0. Just before the end of the first, a fumble recovery by the Eagles D, giving some life for the Frankenmuth faithful, and they would take advantage. Senior quarterback Davin Reef with the toss to Daniel Barger, and the senior getting the response Frankenmuth needed on the 4-yard score, cutting that lead to 7 at 14-7. However, this night will belong to Joey Silveri and the Cougars, the junior putting on another impressive 6 TD show in the finals. Grand Rapids Catholic Central is your 2020 Division V champion after defeating Frankenmuth 48-21 your final score. This is Catholic Central's second straight title, their 4th in 5 years.
I'm Chuck Pellerito, and we head to the nightcap on Friday at Ford Field for the Division IV championship. Detroit Country Day Yellow Jackets back again after losing last year to Grand Rapids Catholic Central. They're coming in at 8-2, looking to win their 4th championship and 1st since 1999. They took on the also 8-2 Cadillac Vikings, making their first ever appearance in the MHSAA Finals. This was a physical game from the opening kickoff. Colin Johnston fields it inside his own 5, and the tone of this game is set as he is hit by Jason Abro. The ball comes out, but the Vikings are able to recover. And the Vikings' first play from scrimmage, Aiden Gurdon with the option to the left, flips it to Johnston, and he's going to rip off a nice 29-yard run, refusing to go down and delivering a hit of his own, but the drive would stall after that. Yellow Jackets methodically drive down the field, taking a lot of time off the clock. 1 minute into the second quarter, Graham Doman connects on a 19-yard field goal. Neither team able to get into the end zone in the second. Country Day got close but was forced to kick another Doman field goal, this one from 26 yards out, taking a 6-0 lead. Just before the half ends, Cadillac looking for a big play, but Gurdon's pass is going to be picked off by Danny McLean. He's somehow able to get a toe inbounds, and we went into the half with DCD up 6. And we would finally get a team into the paint halfway through the third. Gabe Winowich takes the handoff left side, running behind his big offensive line to get in from 4 yards out. And that's all Country Day would need to get their first state title since '99 as they beat Cadillac 13-0, the final score.
Congratulations to the Detroit
I'm Chuck Pellerito, and we finish off football championship weekend with Division III finals, a battle of the Panthers. The reigning Division III champions River Rouge came in with one blemish on the record. That was in week 2 to East Lansing. They took on an undefeated DeWitt team that has been on a roll and led by the state champs Mr. Football finalist Ty Holtz. DeWitt and Holtz get us going halfway through the first. Down on the 15, Holtz fakes the keeper and gives the old jump pass to a wide-open Blake Beachnow to open up the scoring. River Rouge and Marian Urbowski respond early on in the second. The Western Michigan commit with a quick hitter over to Jalen Holly, and he'll do the rest. Spins out of one tackle, runs past another 2, wins the race to the end zone. They go for 2 and convert. Rouge takes an 8-7 lead. But Holtz and DeWitt weren't going to let that lead last for long. Ty rolling to his left, sees Andrew Debris open, gets in for an 8-yard score, putting DeWitt up 6, but that wouldn't be enough in the second. 2 minutes to go before the half, and they strike again. Holtz on the move to his right. He's going to air it out and check out the extension, and bringing it back to his buddy, Nicholas Flellinger on the 35-yard touchdown. DeWitt up 21-8 at the break. And halfway through the third, Ty Holtz just continuing the aerial assault. Rolls right, throws left, drops it in the lap of Tommy McIntosh for his 4th passing touchdown of the night. The DeWitt Panthers capture their first state title in school history, knocking off the defending champs River Rouge 40-30, our final score.
I'm Lauren Plants. We go to Division II. Muskegon Mona Shores gunning for a sweet repeat as they took on the Pilots from Warren De La Salle. Last time these met in the 2018 state final. Mona Shores coming in unbeaten, doing damage out of the gate on its opening possession. The junior Elijah Johnson gets the handoff, busts free for the 34-yard gain down to the De La Salle 16. The Sailors, captained by the Mr. Football finalist Brady Rose, he'll keep it himself, 12-yard score. They failed on the 2-point try but led 6-0 after the first. More from Mona in the second. Johnson getting the carry. He will cross the plane. He had 81 yards rushing. Sailors now up 13 as we headed into halftime. But this was a De La Salle unit that went into the playoffs at 2-4, but rattled off 5 straight to get here. Made adjustments at the half, and the key, pounding the rock to start the third. Rhett Roser works his way down to the Mona Shore 5. The entire drive, mostly a steady diet of the senior QB J.C. Ford, who came in relief. His efforts rewarded as he punched it in on the next play. Pilots now down 13-7 as we made our way to the 4. Mona Shore's getting the insurance from who else? Rose. In his final high school game, he finished with 154 yards on the ground. Sailors up 12. But we weren't done. 16 ticks left. The sophomore Brady Drogosh back under center for the Pilots. He scores to make it a 25-19 game. The onside kick, the only chance the Pilots had, but there goes Rose. And that sealed it for the Sailors. Muskegon Mona Shores hangs on to win 25-19. Lauren Plants back with you for the Division I State Championship. The Davison Cardinals, the defending title holders, back at Ford Field to face the #1 contender, West Bloomfield. The Lakers here for the first time since 2017, still on the hunt for their first crown. First ever meeting between these two schools. Davison came in red hot following a 27-3 win over Rockford. Deion Brown Jr. had been stellar at QB since their Mr. Football QB candidate Brendan Sullivan enrolled early at Northwestern. Following a West Bloomfield turnover, confusion in the backfield, ball on the ground, Lakers recover. The Lake Show, led by the Mr. Football finalist Donovan Edwards, already enrolled in Michigan, granted a waiver from the NCAA because this game and what it represented for West Bloomfield football meant more to him than anything else. In the clear, he gone 78 yards to the house. Here, Laker Nation exclaims, "Your Honor, the defense rests." Donovan Edwards, lightning in a bottle, 71-yard touchdown, Lakers up 31-0. Edwards ended the day setting a new Division I state championship game record, 257 yards rushing, and he did it in 3 quarters. This his 3rd TD on the day. West Bloomfield shocks Dave.
Welcome back to Game Time Live. Grand Rapids Catholic Central taking on Andrean at the half. And now the beginning of the 3rd quarter. It is your Cougars 21, Andrean 14, but 14 unanswered, Coach. This game completely changed in the last few minutes of the half.
Tale of 2 quarters right there. First half, Grand Rapids all the way. Second half, Andrean comes storming back. Again, no panic, down 21-0. We got a ball game, 21-14.
And it is Andrean kicking it off to Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Once again, little trouble there, and he gets right out of it.
I think it's his ploy.
Taking his way. He's playing possum with him. Trouble with the little bounce on the squib that time. No problem on the return, almost to the 40-yard line. Let's tell everybody some of the numbers here at half, Coach. For GRCC, they are getting it done through the air, but they are struggling running the ball.
Well, and we see it. They've got an excellent front 7 front for Andrean. They're doing a great job running the football, swarming it. They're averaging 1 yard per carry. But the flip side is there's some openings in the passing game, and they've thrown for 186. So let's see what Grand Rapids comes out and does with that.
Yeah, 14 carries, only 24 yards on the ground. Because of that strong front by the 59ers, they begin running the ball, and they do pick up a couple of yards that time. It is Jack Rellinger.
Absolutely the best running back run to this point. It's been Joey's had a couple of 6 or 7 yarders, but this is very well blocked. Nice job staying on the blocks. Good, strong run. Excellent 3-4 yard gain on that one. Again, I know I said it's the best one at 4 yards, but it is. That was well done right there.
Brings up 2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line. GRCC 21 straight to begin the game. And then the offense slowed down a little bit right now. They are in business. Nolan Ziegler at the top of your screen, bringing that one in for the first down.
Well, I'm sure they went back into half and said, wait a minute, we threw the ball to Nolan once and he went 84. He caught his own on defense and went 45. Let's get him the football in the second half and do something with our great player, because that's exactly what Andrean did to get back in their game.
If you are just joining us, Ziegler went 84 yards for the first score of the game. Then he had a pick 6. This is Rellinger picking up a couple of more on first down.
And again, I know that he's not ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards on the run, but he's also not getting stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So it's a little bit better blocking. Again, you got some young players in there for some starters who are out, so they're feeling their way. I'm sure they had a good halftime talk about what they're doing. You can see a little bit of odd front being employed now, where they're doing a 3-down set sometimes on defense. Looks like they're going back to an even here.
If you are just joining us, GRCC does have 3 linemen out today. Part of the reason they have struggled running the ball this time, they are throwing it on second down over the middle. Guess who it is? Nolan Ziegler, the senior Notre Dame commit, brings it in right around the sticks, and that will be another first down.
And he might have gone in and reminded them, hey, in a year here, I'm only going to be playing defense. Can you just throw me the ball a few more times? I promise I'll do well. He gets hit early, still squeezes the ball for a first down. That's what big-time athletes do. Good job on the coaching staff.
This looks more like the first couple of drives of the game. CC wasting no time getting into enemy territory. Less than 2 minutes in, they are at the 36. Running it straight up the gut. Rellinger will not go down before he picks up about 3.
And I think what we're seeing just a little bit more, and again, I think the word comfortable might be a little bit overused here, but the linemen are staying on their blocks just slightly longer. Right there, they're setting up a little boot play. I could see it. Joey kind of rolled out after. He's going to let them know when he goes to the sideline, hey, guys, I got the outside. Make sure to take advantage of it.
Andrean, very strong up front, led by the 5-star junior Drake Bowen at linebacker. Here we go on 2nd and 7. Silveri looking for his man. He gets knocked down. That's Nate Van Timmeren. That is going to be 15. But they are tough up front, Coach. They have Jaden Marsh, the senior, and Damari Wright, the defensive ends. They are getting MAC looks. That could be another issue. Those guys against maybe some backups on the line for the Cougars. They have dominated the line so far.
Absolutely. In particular in the run game. Again, I think they're holding up very strong in the pass game. But again, for a young player, just staying in front of someone is a little bit easier than sliding your feet, getting balance, staying on something, and they're taking advantage of that. I think the receiver on that one should have maybe taken an outside look over his shoulder. He ended up looking inside, kind of got bailed out with a PI right there.
Still having a little conference before they figure out exactly where they're going to put the ball, and it looks like it'll be at about the 18-yard line. So now we have CC on the move, looking to extend that lead back to 14. Silveri all alone, looking to pass. He's got his man again. It is Van Timmeren, and he's inside the 10.
We just talked about looking at something up inside. I found some opening on the outside. He reads the defensive end, comes in. He's got a little room. Total confidence. Great job by the receiver, staying at his depth, coming across the field, getting in his vision. And then it's a one-on-one game. Here you go, first down. Good play, 9 yards on first down.
Second all-time meeting between these two schools. The first was back in 2014. Andrean shut them out in that one, 28-0. The school from about 15 minutes south of Gary, Indiana. 2nd and 2 from the 10. Silveri keeps it himself. He's going to be close. Just now gets taken down. See where they put the ball.
It's first down. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, yeah, first down. It was a read by Joey. He kept the ball according to what the defensive line does. They end up sliding with the running back, so he pulls it and follows his lineman up there for a first down. I'm not so sure he just didn't do it on his own, thinking, hey, I'm going to go get this yard for my team. That's the kind of player he is.
First and goal now from the 8. Great drive here by the Cougars to begin the second half. Maybe some movement on the line. Yes, there was. And they're going to get backed up a couple.
A little too much anticipation to get going on that one. Left just a little bit early. A little excitement.
Yep, left side of the line.
You see the center calling out the block still right there, and the guard went on that.
Yeah, big 7'7". Derek Weiss, the freshman, got a little excited to pull there on that one. And they get backed up, so it'll now be first and goal from the 13.
Again, can't say how impressed enough I am with both programs. One who was down 21, roaring back. Last week, you know, CC's down 30-12 against the big program, Lapeer, comes back and wins the game. There's just no panic. There's just constant fight, constant win the play mentality.
Silveri keeping it himself, bounces off a man, bounces off another, stays on his feet, and gets inside the 10.
Again, you can see it right there. You know, again, I went down and talked to Joey a little bit before the game, and you stand next to him, and you know he's putting in the squats, he's putting in the lifting, and it's not going to be a first guy to me. He's going to bring me down. As a matter of fact, the first 3 don't bring him down. It takes a total of 5 to end up pushing him out of bounds. Again, strong football player, excellent football player, good run right there. Got the yardage back they lost.
Silveri had a nice first half, 10 of 12 passing for 186 yards. Second and 9.
Using Ziegler at the tight end. Let's see if they pop him out into the...
Looking into, an incredible play there by Andrean. The ball was tipped. He was looking to the back of the end zone for Passano. Instead, it's an interception, and more of the same now, as we saw in the second quarter. Big plays, momentum-changing plays by the 59ers.
Billy Jones does a nice job here on the defensive side of the ball, fighting for it, ends up tipping it out, and from the linebacker position, here comes the big timer. Again, they just make plays when their teams need it. Mr. Bowen ends up intercepting that ball probably 17 to 20 yards away from where he's supposed to be, but he plays football, gets to a spot where he needs to be, and makes a big play for his team.
Drake Bowen also gets a world title belt apparently after that, the turnover belt. And now here comes Andrean for the first time in the second half. The ball gets out there to Hall. But we do have a flag.
I think this is going to be offensive pass interference because I think he was blocking downfield very early on this play. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. The number 1 receiver is blocking on the corner before the football is caught. You can see the defensive back being pushed out of bounds, and sure enough, that's what we have.
You got to really give it to these guys, though, Coach. Down 21-0 in the first quarter. They get that key 4th down stop, and that changed all the momentum. It changed the entire game since then, and now here we go again. GRCC inside the 10, looking to make that lead go back up to 14. No, sir. Now they're back in business.
And now let's see if GRCC can't flip the script here on them. Hey, now it's 1st and 20. That's a long way to go on 3 plays. Let's get a punt, get a good field position for our offense, and put one in. See what happens.
This is Ballantyne, and how about that? Ball knocked down right at the line.
And again, that is Ben Lake's at least 2nd or 3rd knockdown off that edge. They just keep trying to press that outside route. And I just, I'm sorry, it's number 81. I'm sorry, Jack Bowen with the play on that one. Sorry about that, Jack.
The freshman.
And again, a young kid making a play. Great job. Several freshmen on both sides of the field and for both teams playing here. Excellent play. I like the slant. They were utilizing the slant big time. I really like that. And again, it's a throw that's inside the defensive end instead of out over his head. And that's why I like it.
We do have a player down on the field, so we will get a break in the action here. We mentioned the second all-time meeting between these two schools. If you are just joining us, these are two incredible programs. 4 titles in 5 years for Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Meanwhile, Andrean does have 2 state championships of their own. They play in the Northwest Crossroads Conference. They are a Class 2A school, about 15 minutes south of Gary, Indiana. Great all-around athletic program, Coach. They also have 7 baseball titles in the past 41 years under their head coach, Dave Fisker. A lot of major league players. This is an excellent athletic program for those who maybe have never heard of them coming here from Michigan.
And again, speaking with Coach Skinner earlier in the week, another point of pride, and he talks about this, and you made a statement earlier that you don't graduate tradition. He talks about his players, even when they don't get together on the weekend, they get together on the weekend. They watch college football together. They go to, when we could, they go to movies together. They do stuff together all the time. And then you build that chemistry of knowing one another. So when you're in a situation down 21-0, you're not folding. You're sticking together because you've learned about each other and how to stay together.
This is Big Sam Vickers, the lineman, junior. Looks like he could have a little bit of an arm injury there. Good to see him up, though.
Kind of holding it like either a stinger or just got out of popped a little bit.
Yeah, looks like they're going to yank on it a little bit over here on the side. Hopefully he is all right. Get back out here.
Good thing he can walk off. That's excellent to see.
Absolutely. So it is now 2nd and 20 for the 59ers from their own 10-yard line. Valentine fakes, looks long, maybe too long. Oh, and that one should have been picked off. But 2 Cougars running into each other. Looked like Passanaw had a read on it, but he and his buddy both had the same idea.
Yep, this is a tough one because this is the corner's ball the way, but you're the safety coming over, and you're just tracking the ball.
Yeah, Luke Kuzner.
Yep. Number 1 and number 2 meeting at the ball.
But for them, the good news is it is 3rd and 20. Long way to go on 3rd down, deep in your own territory.
Again, I like the number 2 receiver. Just throw it to him up the seam and see what can happen. We'll see what they do.
The sophomore back to pass, hits the sideline, and he will be brought down. Good tackle out there by Kellen Russell Dixon, who nearly had an interception earlier in the game. They said he juggled the ball right on the line, and that was kind of a turning point as well. But this time, he brings his man down, and the 59ers have to kick it away again.
Again, excellent defensive stand. They're kicking now from behind where they started on the 20, so good defensive stand. Even if we get a fair catch at the 50-ish, no return, we're in really good business. You're playing with half the field.
Paul out there with the reception. Only a gain of 8. 4th and long. Here comes another punt, and Coach, how about that kick?
Yeah, that's what he was doing earlier pregame, but it's going to set up a good return.
Passing finally getting to return a punt, and it is a heck of a return. He is across midfield inside the 40-yard line.
Boy, the old-fashioned wall to your place side bench, excellently executed right there. About a 15 to 17-yard return, and set themselves up in business inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that was Nicholas Tovar, the senior. We've seen him put a good boot on it a few times. That by far his best kick. Unfortunately, it was the first time that Passanaw had a chance to bring it back.
And he took advantage of it 100%. Again, great wall set up there by the special teams. Punt return coach is over there very excited right now.
They have the whiteout here today, as you could see. The students, great student section over there on the far side of the field. They're having a good time. They'll have even better time if they can find the end zone one more time. It is Silveri looking long. Nolan all by himself. 38 yards. Touchdown. Cougars.
Can't wait to see this replay. And once again, it just shows the work and the time someone puts in. Joey's going to get extreme pressure. Again, excellent inside move there, but here come all the dogs coming after him. I'm just going to be all right. I'm going to put this thing up for my big-time athlete who's behind everybody, and we're going to have another touchdown pass.
And, Coach, how about the throw? You're looking at a nearly 50-yard throw off the wrong foot across your body.
Yeah, you call those off-schedule throws, and working with Qs all the time, and every quarterback coach now in the country will tell you, you spend a lot of time working them because they're out of the pocket so often now.
The kick is up. It is also good. Grand Rapids Catholic Central comes right back. They now lead at 28-14 with under 7 minutes to play in the third. State Champs is located on the campus of Lawrence Technological University. They offer over 20 varsity sports, including football. You can recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com.
Tell you, I coach right down the street from LTU, and every night, all night, those stadium lights are on, whether it's a soccer team, the football program, a youth program, a high school program. It is nonstop activity. It is really a great sight to see nonstop there in Southfield, so it's fun to watch and drive by there.
Well, we just mentioned the whiteout crowd. Great sight to see on cue. They got what they wanted to see. How about Joey Silveri, though? He went over 5,000 career yards last week in week 1. This kid is going to be rewriting the record books by the time he gets done here in a few weeks.
Couldn't happen to a better person.
The kick is away, fielded at the 10. Brought across the 30, where Andrean will look to get something moving here for the first time in the first half.
Again, an excellent job utilizing an excellent punt return, getting inside the 40-yard line. Coach is going to take a strike moment, bring the receiver across the field into an area where he can get open. How he got behind the defense is just because he's a great athlete. And sure enough, Joey finds him for 6 points, back up 2 scores. But it started again with the defense. Just like Andrian's comeback started with the defense, this started with the defense making a good stop and making them punt from inside the 20-yard line.
Ziegler now with 3 touchdowns for the second week in a row. On first down, early movement, as you mentioned, and they will get backed up yet again. You know, the Notre Dame commit, 17th ranked safety in the country. Coach, what's the chances that he could play some offense in college as well?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to go to Notre Dame, and he's going to see the receivers they have, and he's going to say, where do you want me? How deep off the ball? Because I'm playing defense. I'm not going to go and do that right now. I'm going to do my job and let them do their job. Athletically, though, and hands-wise, you're not kidding. He's a special athlete.
They think he could possibly play the Viper there at Notre Dame someday. 1st and 15 now for Andrean. They hand to their big-time recruit, but he had nowhere to go. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Boy, unbelievable how motion plays its role in this game in general, but the high school level, defense sparks the offense. Offense scored. Big-time player getting the ball. We're just going to swarm them with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue hats to the ball, popping mouthpieces out. That's a great job by that D-line.
Nate Van Timmeren in there along with a couple other dudes this time. It is 2nd and 18. Valentine all by himself. He's got 5 wide. He's looking, and he finds number 84. He has done some damage already today. It's Robbie Valentine, who had a touchdown grab in the first half.
Again, you look at the inside cutting route. It just gets in the quarterback's vision. It's not over a 6'4" defensive end with his hands up. His brother at half said, "Throw me the ball, little bro," and he did, and a big play right there.
Gotta like the tackle as well. Jack Cook, he was done with him running. He just kind of put a forearm in him and laid him down. Once again, it is Scott Valentine, the sophomore, by himself, under pressure. Ball goes off the hands, and that will bring up a second down. That was Patrick Clax III, another sophomore. He had a huge first half.
Yeah, he had to have 6-7 catches in that half and is one of the favorite targets, obviously. And again, we talked about the sophomore. Looking at just a shallow cross here, and you could see if he puts that in his chest, PC3 might still be running.
He may be. Still probably should have brought that one in. Throw a little high as the quarterback was under pressure. Probably something they need to do a little more of that, Coach. Get after him a little bit.
Absolutely, I agree. I think he's had most trouble when he's had that pressure coming off that edge like that.
5 wide once again. He slings it out to a man wide open at the top of your screen. That's Damari Wright, who takes it across the 50.
Good throw there, but again, great job by the receiver securing that ball. That was way up high. He did a good job of catch first and then run, but I think he tweaked an ankle over there.
And let me take another look at that, Coach. That was not Damari. That's Jacob Jones, yet another sophomore. And, yeah, he got up, hobbled around a little bit, and they said, hey, man, lay down here. Looks like he banged up one of his legs.
Yeah, you could see on that tackle he was kind of going away from the defender, and he kind of fell on that bag leg. Nothing malicious or anything, just happens in football, and I think it just kind of stretched it out or twisted a little bit. So fortunately, he's up walking off the field. That's excellent.
Yep, good to see him back on his feet. Got a little hitch in his giddy up, but he looks like he will be okay.
I'll tell you what, you look around the stands, number one, how awesome is football is back in high school. You got your student section, you got your band, you got alumni, the rail is packed with people, and boy, oh boy, does Andrean travel well.
Absolutely.
I'm looking out here, holy smokes, they got a packed section. We saw the tailgating going on, so high school football at its best without a doubt.
Yeah, when we got here, the parking lot was already packed well over an hour before the game. Just an excellent atmosphere. It was raining a little bit right at the beginning of the game. Got hard there for a second, but we have been clear ever since.
I just had trouble walking by all the barbecues.
I'll tell you, it was awesome. Once again, 5 wide. Valentine doesn't see the guy behind him. Didn't matter. He dumps it off. That is going to be a first down, but the ball is stripped, and it is picked up by Kellen Russell Dixon. And once again, turnovers looming large.
Mr. Ziegler, I'm not just going to do it one way or another. I'm going to do it all the ways. You watch this play. He is totally the second guy in. He is going to just rip this ball. First of all, great play by Scott right here. Phenomenal job finding an open receiver. But watch this. Okay. Nope.
Wow.
Caused the turnover. Bang. Our football. And you got 4 or 5 blue shirts around that. How often do you see a turnover and no one's around it, right?
Absolutely incredible. He had the pick 6 earlier in the game to make it 21-zip. Andrean on the move, going deep into their own territory. No, sir. The senior comes up with the monster play to get the ball back for the blue shirts. So now it is Silveri looking to add to the lead. He's got Rellinger out there, but he could not bring it in. You know, we've talked about Nolan Ziegler all day, and how could you not? He's all over the field, 3 touchdowns. He will be going to ND down at South Bend. His grandfather, Tim Sullivan, All-American outside linebacker, won a national championship down at ND. His great uncle, Fred Trosco, he was a quarterback at ND. Grandma was a cheerleader at ND. Did you think he was going anywhere else?
If he could play there, he was going there.
Pass gets out there to Van Timmeren, who gets close to the 30. And we've got a flag late. Everyone on the CC sideline pretty excited about that one. That may be an extra 15.
Very late flag. I'm not sure what it's for. When these come in right off the bat, it's okay to see and you'll understand them. I don't know what they're going to call here. I don't think it was a
shot to the head maybe, Coach.
That could be exactly what he's calling, but that flag should come immediately. I just know that's what the opposing people are saying. If you throw it immediately, I understand it, but when it comes late, it's tough to take. But you're probably 100% right. Helmet-to-helmet shot right there.
And that's what it is. They get a few extra yards on that play. Trey Stevens, the sophomore, with the hit. Speaking of hit, Coach, that's the first time we've seen Silveri get hit. He got hit pretty good on there, but still got the ball out.
And that's what he does for you. You know, he's got confidence not only in his arm, not only his feet, but his strength, because he's been in the weight room. And like I said, if you went down there, you thought, oh, number 6 must be a linebacker, because he's as big as most of the linebackers that we see on the field. But he's a QB who's gone to work and has done a great job, and he trusts himself as well.
And he stood in there and took the hit, too. Finished the throw.
Can't teach courage. Can't teach. You know it's coming. It's going to come. It's not going to feel good, and you stand in there anyway.
Nate Van Timmeren with that catch. And now we've got...
I think the coaches are saying the tackle happened at the 35. How is it a 8-9 yard penalty? If it's a 15-yard penalty, we should have another 6 yards on this.
That's exactly what Todd Colster's doing. He wants a few more yards. He's standing close to where the tackle happened, so as you can tell, that is not 15 yards. That's only about 5 or 6. He wants another 10.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it happened right there, just past about the 36-yard line is what I thought.
4:20 to play.
So somehow it's a 10-yard penalty, it seems.
That is where it will be.
Yep.
It's 1st and 10 at the 46. Rellinger in the backfield along with Silveri. And Rellinger gets it. He gets the edge and gets to the 50.
Talked about earlier, you stay with the run, stay with the run, stay with the run. Again, you're not seeing any monster runs, but little by little, what was 1 or 2 yards has become 3 and 4 yards, has become closer to 5 yards. So good job by the Grand Rapids crew of sticking with it.
This is week 2 in Michigan. GRCC comes in 1-0 last week. They played at the Big House in Ann Arbor, knocked off a strong Lapeer squad, 43-21, scored 30 unanswered in this game. It's Rellinger again, this time nothing doing, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Week 3 for Indiana, Coach.
Yep,
1-1. Andrean comes in. Lost their first game to Merrillville, 47-21. Then winning last week, first time this year, 21-7 over Crown Point.
Again, 2 real big schools in Indiana, so they played a level up and came out 1-1. That's always a good feeling. Excellent blitz call off the edge right there to stop that run.
5 wide now for Silveri. He slings it out there. He's got Hasanaw close to the stick.
He's short about a
mark
yard.
It back, yep. Going to be just short of that 45-yard line. Needed to get to the 44. So it will be 4th down. We have seen them go before. Let's see if they do it again. Looks like they will. What do you call here, Coach?
Well, I'm looking at the same scheme. They got the safety off of number 2. They got the quick kick punt.
Tried that earlier today, and this one might work, but it just trickles into the end zone. So the 59ers will take back over at the 20.
Good job right there by getting that off. Almost thought it was going to be too low and pop off someone's helmet. And you're fearful of that because the punter is only 5 yards deep instead of your normal 12-ish. So good job getting that off. And, people say, oh, roll in the end zone. You know what? It's 80 yards to go for a touchdown. That is not an easy feat in high school football. So GRCC is liking where they are right here. We have 1:52 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Defense is held strong so far. Late in the 3rd. 5 wide for Ballantyne. He gets hit as he throws, and that ball skids across to the GRCC sideline.
I like that he went to the slant on that. You'll see it is open. However, he does get lit up pretty good, and that obviously is going to affect what's going on. If he throws it a little bit earlier, I think he has a big play in hand there, but he held the ball for some reason. Should have got rid of it right away to the slant. Again, young, third game as a sophomore only. He'll learn that.
Yeah, Ryan Eastland on that one. Brings up 2nd and 10 on the 20.
This will be on like YouTube as well, so you'll be able to watch it back.
Empty backfield set. The sophomore Scott, he is hit this time and brought down for the sack by Ryan Eastland. Valentine getting up a hair slow on that one, and he may be coming to the sideline. Well, we have a short break. Let's go to our sideline reporter, the third member of our team, Jenna Rose. Jenna.
This is the second time in program history that these two squads have faced one another. Andrean stole the show back in 2014 during their championship run with a 28-0 victory. Dialing into the present days now, when we look at Andrean, they rank 4th in the class of 2A. When we look at the AP poll with their 1-1 record, 182 total plays. And diving into M Live stats, looking at the area of Grand Rapids Catholic Central currently sits at number 1 after their 43-21 victory over Lapeer. Sending it back to you guys in the booth.
Absolutely, as we've been saying all day, two excellent programs, both young. Obviously, GRCC has some experience at their skill positions. Not so much for Andrean, still ranked 4th in the state going into their third game.
Again, that's very reflective of a program that over a long period of time has stayed strong, hasn't wavered. They're even keel. They've got their state championships under their belt. And when you come to a school that's like that, that is your mindset. Like, we're going to continue that on in any way, shape, or form necessary, which generally means a lot of off-season work, spending time in the weight room. When you're doing another sport, you still get a day or two that you can get lifting in. But overall, and most importantly, being together with the guys a lot, you know, with your teammates and getting to know one another and developing that bond. So when times are tough, you don't lose focus. You stay together, stick together, and fight through them, and often will overcome adversity that way.
Absolutely. They are young at their skill positions, but that D-line we have talked about a number of times, very strong there. A couple of D1 recruits on the ends, and then the big 5-star linebacker who you see lined up in the backfield right now. Valentine with a little time. Now he's under some pressure. He throws. It is dropped out there by Alonzo Paul. Tried to bring it in at the sideline. Still would have been short of the sticks, and it's 4th and 23.
And in this case, Ziegler comes off the hash. Quarterback rolls, so he's at safety. He's going to go ahead and roll with him, and he ends up breaking up this pass on the sideline after a really long run. But again, great hustle and understanding football.
Yeah, Nate Van Timmeren, we've said his name a couple of times on both sides of the ball. He was out there with the late pressure, forcing that throw to the sideline, and they have to kick it away again, this time from their own end zone.
Again, really impressed with the CC defense. Could have folded.
Another
great
big
job.
boot.
Going to be a returnable one.
Passanaw. He's got some space again. Second time he's been able to do it. A late flag comes in.
This one's thrown from about 35 yards away, so he must have saw it on his side.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a block here, Coach. The ball was brought, yeah, and we've got a block in the back at the 40.
Good call.
So that'll back them up a little bit. Still fairly decent field position for the Cougars as they once again try to add to their lead. Now under a minute to play in the third quarter.
And offensively, if you're going to tell me that you're going to give me the ball at the 50, I'll take it every single time. Absolutely.
No, well, and with these explosive athletes, you can score in a second, as we saw on that last possession.
One play away. One play away. That's what their mentality is. That's awesome. Good call.
Nolan Ziegler with the long touchdown grab in the back of the end zone to make it that 14-point game. So they take over right in the middle of that CC logo. Joey Silveri throws to the top of your screen. That is Ziegler. And look at him. The dude just won't go down. He takes it across the 35. Another huge gain, senior to senior.
They've utilized this outside screen several times and extremely well. And you'll watch the linemen release off of blocks, get upfield, and go make blocks down the field. It's really fun to watch when it's executed well. Look at this. The guard, tackle, and center all going to find people to block. He comes up inside those blocks and ends up picking another, 10, 12, 14 yards because those guys are hustling downfield.
Just went right through him, around him, over him. Grabbing his leg, didn't matter. Nolan Ziegler brings it in, and that is going to do it for the third quarter of action as CC lets that clock just run out. They will switch sides with a 14-point lead. And we have a break in the action. We are going to take a break. 28-14, GRCC over Andrean. We'll be right back.
You see that? How you can see every delicious speck of sesame, garlic herb, and Parmesan? That is what flavored crust should look like. Crust so irresistible that if pizza could eat pizza, it would be this pizza. Can you imagine how good a pizza would have to be for it to eat itself? Talk about irresistible. Now get an irresistible meal deal for any budget starting at just $5.99.
Hungry?
Howies! If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Welcome back to Grand Rapids, Michigan. CC with the ball on the move in their own stadium here, up 28-14 as we begin the fourth. Joey Silveri flips it out there. The ball tipped around and hits the turf.
Very fortunate that hit the turf. It looks like we possibly have an illegal formation. May have had a receiver not where he's supposed to be. We'll see here in a minute. I like the idea, though, getting him outside. And again, you can see the courage he has. He knows he's going to get hit, and he does, but he throws a pretty good pass, just a little bit high on that one.
GRCC led it 21-14 at halftime. They scored on a long pass from Silveri to Nolan Ziegler to take that 14-point lead. Andrean held off the board here so far in the second half.
Coach Polster's getting some clarification here about who's on, who's off, and why this is a formation violation. Oh, legal man downfield.
And he's not happy about it. He is not happy at all about it. Got the headset off. Doesn't like that call at all.
But then realizes, you know what, next play, let's go. Give the guys the signals.
Yep, still got 4 downs to go. 1st and 15 from the 39 now. Ziegler's been all over the field today, as has Nate Van Timmeren.
Again, both guys doing a great job of making impact on both sides of the ball.
This time they hand it off to another guy. We have called his name quite a bit. That is Jack Rellinger. But he has had trouble running the ball. In fact, CC pretty much has all day because of that front.
Yeah, that front seven is very, very strong. You can see they're schooled very much against the run. They clog up that middle. Linebackers play well. Big number 62, Nate, doing a great job in there. I dare say his last name is Hovsepian, doing a good job. And again, they're doing a good job of letting linebackers come up and clean up by absorbing the offensive line blocks.
Silveri fakes to the left, flips it to the top of the screen, and this is a huge pickup. That is number 7, Ronan Russell Dixon.
Again, let's watch this screen play. I'm just so impressed with the linemen getting downfield and finding people to block. Joey pushing up a little bit, a little lean forward. There they are downfield.
Right there.
Instead of about a 7-yard gain, it ends up being almost 12 yards, and now they got a very manageable 3rd and 3.
CC deep in Andrean territory once again, and this time it is Silveri keeping himself. He's got that first down and a whole lot more. He's all the way down to the 11.
I don't think he's been brought down by the first tackler ever. He is just a strong, confident runner. And again, good job getting around the corner. The guard folds over there to help lead the way. He gets popped pretty good here, and he just keeps on going. Just keeps on going.
And that could have been helmet-to-helmet call on that one as well. And that is, once again, Trey Stevens. No call that time, first down. And, Coach, you mentioned it on the last play. How about the blocking downfield on that one?
Yeah, both times the opportunities that these young guys get to move down the field and make things happen or set up and pass, I think that's when they're most comfortable right now. They'll get to the run game. Run game is precision.
Oh, and we got movement.
And run game is timing, which means you develop a chemistry amongst the offensive line. They kind of already know where everybody's going to be. Well, when you've not had a lot of practice with your unit, because obviously 3 guys are out, you got to develop that chemistry and take some time. So I promise you they'll do it. And guess what? They're doing a heck of a job as they have 28 points.
Yeah, absolutely. The little movement this time, though. So it will be 1st and 15. Ball placed on the 16. So very alone. You got Ziegler at the top of your screen all by himself. Silveri not getting away this time, though. He is brought down with a loss of 5, and it is the 5-star Drake Bowen with the sack.
They did a good job holding him out for a little bit, but as he pushed up in the pocket, then he got interior pressure. Bowen does a good job moving up the field. Again, just as we mentioned earlier about Scott on the other side, not throwing the ball away for an interception. Hey, we got the ball on the 20 here. Let's not be foolish. I'm going to get sacked. It's okay. Let's play 2nd down.
Yeah, and a great effort by him to get out of the block. As Joey was stepping up, he came over and brought him down. Now 2nd and 19. Silveri's got a man wide open. That is Devin Friedley Bell, and ring it up. 6 more for the Cougars.
Little play out of the trick book that Andrean did with their short crossing route. They did the same thing over here, cleared out one side with their big-time receiver. Ziegler run him off. I'm just going to throw to the open spot. He puts it in the guy's chest, and instead of it popping out of his hands, right there in the chest, now we got a big-time play, turns up the field and scores. Does a great job going for the end zone here. Well, you see that out of all levels now because the big guys are diving for that cone. Trickles all the way down to high school. It's fun to watch.
Absolutely great athletic play. Said his name a couple of times today. He's got himself a few catches. I believe that is his first one of the second half. And it goes for a touchdown to put his team up now 20 with just about 8 minutes to play.
So you have, the first quarter, obviously all CC and 21 points. The second quarter, come back roaring with 14. But then CC has really taken control of this. And I know the 34 is great, but Andrean hasn't seen the end zone again.
Absolutely. And you mentioned a little bit about possibly wearing them down. And once again, another kick blocked. Great play here on special teams. And I believe that was the beast, Bowen, once again getting in there and blocking this kick to keep it a 20-point game.
It's the second time he got in there, and he was on the first one as well. Boy, they just hustle and hustle and hustle and hustle.
They sure do. And we keep saying the same names, and you wonder why. They call this guy athletic, strong, all of that. He's getting it all done for his team, trying to keep him in it. Hungry Howies, a great partner of State Champs Network, Mr. Football, and Anvil Awards. Vote for your candidates at statechampsnetwork.com. And while you're surfing the web, why don't you order the best flavored crust pizza at hungryhowies.com.
Boy, you make it tough not to run out and get some Hungry Howies, man. Is there a DoorDash we can call around here?
Well, we need it. That would be great. Kick is away. Decent return. Going to be almost to the 30, about the 26-yard line.
Another
Alonzo
mark
Paul.
Another mark of good programs is good special team play. You've got good punting, good kickoff, good coverages. We've had a couple blocked extra points here by Andrean, so that's their block. They kick their field goals and extra points very well. Again, just in all facets of the game, you can see it's a program-oriented deal, and it's fun to watch.
We saw at week 1, Grand Blanc taking on East Lansing, 4 field goals, 240-plus by Grand Blanc, and that was the difference in the game. We have a little motion on first down here. So Andrean's going to get backed up.
I have a feeling that because Grand Rapids wasn't set, it ended up throwing the Andrean kids off a little bit, and they started moving.
Well, you're seeing the youth a little bit, Coach, and you're seeing the experience on the other end.
That's right, absolutely, 100%. I believe there's 6 starters back for the defense on GRCC, and I'm sure the kids who filled in to be starters were guys who played often last year. So that experience really helps a lot.
The sophomore quarterback looking outside. It's Ballantine to Ballantine.
Good catch, good first down play. Again, you're in the +5, 6 range on this play. That's right where you want to be. It's becoming more and more comfortable in what he's doing. Getting the ball out quick.
We have not said the name Patrick Clacks III in quite a while. So GRCC doing a good job slowing him down right on cue. There he is. He's close to the first down, but he's going to be short.
Very, very strong tackle right there. 23, Kellen Russell Dixon coming up strong on that hitch route. Nice job wrapping him up, not letting him break away for the first down. Instead, makes it 3rd and short, gives his defense a chance to force the punt.
Yeah, he did not fall for that fake to the inside whatsoever. Stayed right there, brought him down. It is now 3rd and a long 1 yard. They hand to the big fella. That is Drake Bowen, and he's going to get it.
Boy, good job again. Jack Cook comes up here, almost forces a fumble. He kind of loses the ball slightly but regains it just because he's big and strong. You'll see it here. Does a nice job. But again, good linebacker play, and this is a big athlete. You can see number 7 right there, Ronan in there first. Almost caused that fumble.
He almost lost that one. Great job by Bone to hang on to it and keep this drive alive. 1st and 10. Bad snap. Valentine stays with it. Going to take it himself. Smart move to slide right at the 45.
Very smart. He was going to get jacked right there by a defender waiting right for him. The ref helped him a little bit, gave him a little time to slide there. You'll see the defender had to dance around a little bit. Very smart play. And again, does not lose his poise. Hey, bad snap. Don't make something worse by just throwing the ball away. Go make a positive play. Does a really good job here. And CC, this is not always the easiest task. Rallies to the ball. Good job holding up and not hitting him there.
Yeah, you mentioned it. I'm very impressed with the poise of the sophomore. Hasn't been rattled no matter what's coming at him. Here comes some blue shirts at him. He gets away and has time, finds his man at the 49 to pick up another first down.
And again, you just see that the work that this young man's put in, and I'm sure the coaching staff with him, and I'm also sure in the offseason, it allows you to do this again and again and again, and you rep this kind of escape move. You rep pushing up in the pocket and running out and keeping your eyes downfield, and then receivers are taught, hey, run to where the quarterback has an open vision to see you. And then sure enough, big time, good job on the first down pickup right there.
Gets out of bounds, stops that clock with 5:44 to go. They need 3 scores. 50 yards to go on this play. They come after Ballantyne. He gets away. He flips it out there. DJ Mitchell absolutely crushed as soon as he caught it.
Luke Husner comes up strong on that one. Excellent play by Ballantyne. Good job by the receiver, again, getting in his vision. Hey, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. But boy, then Luke just comes up and rattles his cage.
Still a great play. Picks up 7 or 8 there to the 42. Clock moving, 2nd and 2.
Clock is the enemy here, obviously, of Andrean.
Handoff goes to Trace Stevens. The sophomore gets buried. That's number 13, Jack Cook.
See, good pursuit off the defensive line here. Nothing getting outside the end. He does a nice job of turning into his buddies. Boy, great job. Number 58 right there, coming in strong. Eric Green, we've called his name several times today. And again, Cook cleaning up the pile from that linebacker position. D-line absorb the O-line. Linebackers make tackles.
You don't want to rush and make mistakes, Coach, but the clock is not your friend. It's been ticking.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think we're under 5.
Under 4:30, as a matter of fact. Ballantyne had a man out there, just overshoots him. That will stop the clock, but it is now 4th down, 4:20 to go.
And again, good pressure. You see a good rip move right there. Spinning around, working his tail off at the defensive end. Just keeps fighting and fighting and fighting. We've called his name several times, Ryan Eastland. Just staying after it, and Scott just throws the ball a little bit too high on that one.
And how about Coach Kohler out there? They're really coming after the sophomore here in the last few minutes.
You know, over here you see constantly 2 defenders on 3 receivers, but one of the defenders is Ziegler. And it's just he covers so much ground. You can see they go to that screen. Very well played by the defense on that one. Excellent read on that one. Do not let, this one went for about 25 yards earlier in the game. But this time they play it much smarter. They don't just let them run. Linebackers get up underneath. There we are again, Mr. Cook making his presence felt, making a big play, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for Grand Rapids.
And how about the tackle there to bring Drake Bowen down immediately, dropped him flat. That is a great form tackle there.
Absolutely got to hit him down low. You hit him up high, he's bouncing off, and it's a first down. Great job by Mr. Cook right there.
Yeah, you hit him up high, you're bouncing off the turf.
That's right.
No, sir, not on that one. So it is a turnover on downs. The Cougars up 20 and with it, looking to put this one away. Handoff goes to Ronan Russell Dixon. He's going to take this one to the 44-yard line.
Using a 2-back set here, a little counter. Fake one way, pull your lineman, going the other way. Trying to turn it up, pop up in a little hole. Grand Rapids is not going to be in a hurry here. They're going to milk this clock, play 4-minute O kind of. You know, they use their quick passing game like a handoff because Joey is just so proficient at doing it, and the receivers are catching the football. So they're not afraid to throw per se, but boy, if they could run for a couple first downs and seal the deal, you'd know they'd love it.
Yeah, Andrean does have 2 timeouts left. Down 20 though, with only 3:30 to go. Don't know how much good that is going to do them at this point, especially if they keep moving the ball like that. That is Rellinger picking up a couple of more.
Again, John, you'll see the left guard in this case is going to come kick out on the defense. See number 51 there. He's going to get a nice little seal block right there. Carter Bowen creates some space, and Rellinger takes advantage of it for a nice little 4-yard gain. Ends up being 3rd and 5. And this is one of those scenarios where you might see a little 5-yard hitch. Again, just an extension for the run game because Joey's so good. They also might go empty and run Joey. We'll see what they decide to do here.
Yeah, and watch the play clock now. The clock is on their side. They're under 10, 7 ticks to go. We do have a man in motion.
Again, senior quarterback running the show. He's a little upset, but he's not gonna show up as center, who was late with the snap. He'll tell him, but he's not gonna show him up. Again, senior poise, senior leadership. He'll let him know, hey, we gotta have it. Stop pointing. We got this time. I'm losing time. They end up getting a penalty on that one. Probably had a little conversation right there as he walked just behind him a little bit.
What it does, Coach, it's now 3rd down, and now that clock starts ticking again. 15 on the play clock. 2 and 15 to play in the game.
They're going to take a timeout here, I believe.
Yep, they're not even coming up to the line. You can see Coach Kohler out there. And you are correct, GRCC calling its first timeout of the second half. So with 2:06 to go, still up 20. Join us for our next Saturday special for a Catholic League intersectional crossover matchup as Waterford, Our Lady of the Lakes, goes on the road to take on the Cranes of Bloomfield Hills, Cranbrook, Kingswood. Both teams in search of their first win of the season. This game will be at 3 o'clock next Saturday. That is September 11th. And you can get to see it just like you're doing right now, live on the State Champs Sports Network.
We'll be at that one together again, buddy.
We will be at that one again. What do you know about those two teams, Coach?
Well, you know, when you have two teams who are scrapping for their first win, you're going to get a scrap. You're going to get a fight, and I love to see that. Again, that's what high school football, that's what the game breeds, is when you're down, you learn to claw out, and that's what I believe we're going to see next week. Again, two strong programs going at each other.
That is the same situation we have right here. Michigan taking on Indiana in today's game. GRCC against Andrean. This one gets slinged out. Nowhere to go. But Rellinger doing all he can. He will not go down, but it is going to be 4th down. And they're going to have to kick it away as the clock is ticking.
They can run this down to a minute 14 or so if they want to, give or take.
No timeout has been called so far by the 59ers.
I think it's a 3-score situation. I think that's what he's thinking, to be honest with you.
Maybe white flag time here?
White flag. I think so. I could be wrong. He's going to call it a little bit late. That's all.
Yeah, a lot of time ran off the clock there before Andrean decided to call that timeout on 4th and 12 here. Obviously, they will get the ball back. But down 3, as you mentioned, you need 20 with only $1.50 to go. That's a mighty big feat.
I think they might be, maybe let's set up try and get a punt block here. See if they can make something happen, you know, scoop and score, onside kick. You know, you run through the scenarios as fast as you can. Hey, we put in 35 seconds, put 2 in there, kind of a thing. It doesn't happen often, but it can. I just can't say how impressed enough I am with the defense of GRCC. I just think that they, you know, kind of encompass this second half with, we may give up some yards and we may not do everything perfectly, but you know what, you're not getting in the end zone, and boy, oh boy, employing that strategy has really worked for them.
Well, turnovers have been the name of the game as well for them. Nolan Ziegler with a couple of takeaways by himself. Once again, we get the kick. And this one will roll inside the 20 all the way down until it dies at the 15. Barring a miracle, GRCC will move to 2-0 on the season. Next week, they take on Forest Hills Eastern. It's GR South Christian after that, then Ottawa Hills on October 1st. They take on Wayland, trying to win another OK Gold Crown and another state crown, which would be 5 and 6 years for Catholic Central.
Talking to Coach Colster in the beginning before the game, we were talking about his players being out. And the first thing he said was, yep, but we're going to become stronger as a team because some guys are going to be playing today who otherwise may not have. And what a great mindset to go into, because in 3 weeks, they're going to be a different football team.
Absolutely. And now, as you said, some kids, you may need them further down the road, and now they've got some game experience.
Absolutely. And boy, in the offensive line, you can't ask for a better spot than to get experience, because that is such, again, there's a chemistry that's built and a unity between those guys that really like no other groups on the football field, and it's really fun to be a part of.
Things become cliche because they're true.
That's 100%
and it really
right.
is 5 working as 1 out there.
That's 100% right. Well, if you want to be successful.
So here comes Andrean with $1:15 to go, and that one bounces off the turf.
Give them a lot of credit for coming back when they were down 21-0 and making it 14-21 at half. But again, Grand Rapids Catholic Central defense, and we talked about it in the first series, if they could hold them, see what happens, and boy, oh boy, did they ever flip that script. Good punt return, next play touchdown deep to Ziegler, and it's been Grand Rapids the whole half.
Scott Ballantine looking to throw, but he's in trouble, and he is brought down. That is Will Osusa with the sack.
Boy, great hustle, great work again. Getting an opportunity to play in a game. Going to take every chance he can get up in there. Gets off that block, just keeps pursuing, makes the quarterback eat it.
We are now under a minute to play. 40 seconds remain from GRCC, improving to 2-0 on the year.
Huge win for them with some key players out right now. Huge win.
Big pickup here. That is Trey Stevens. Fight until the last second, Coach.
Never giving up. Never giving up. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Andrean will fall to 1-2 on the year. They take on East Chicago Central next week, then Highland, then Hobart after that.
We wish them safe travels home and no incidents there, and everything goes well, and they stay healthy through the rest of their season as well.
Scotty getting it out there to BC3. Picks up one more first down. Coach, what do you see in Division 5 as far as Catholic Central goes? They're the odds-on favorite to win again. Who do you see maybe standing in their way? Is there anybody that could maybe do it?
I think it's early in the season. I think it's hard to say. And when you get a program like this, that again is program strong, it's not just a week or two here. It's state championship after state championship. You know, it's hard to maybe predict who's going to be there, but there's a couple strong teams in Division 5 as well, as we know.
Well, that is it. The final play goes to Alonzo Paul, but the clock has run out. Grand Rapids Catholic Central avenges their loss to Andrean from 2014 when they were shut out 28-0. They win this one 34-14. A strong second half after it looked like Andrean had all the momentum, even into the third, Coach, with the interception in the end zone. What would impress you the most about GRCC here today?
Well, again, I got hats off to the defense. First of all, you have a really good drive on the kickoff by CC. They do get that pick, but instead of faltering or getting down, they end up, if you remember, with a penalty and a sack to get them at 1st and 20. And then they hold them, make them punt. They get a good punt return, and then bam, touchdown to Ziegler on the one play. So just a great overall job of team play. Again, special teams, offense, and defense. But hats off to that O-line for having 3 guys out and fighting against a really good front, a couple of Division I players. They did a great job. I know they want to run the ball better, but boy, are they happy with their pass blocking.
Absolutely. The whiteout student section now getting a little blue over there as the team runs over after picking up their second win of the season. How about this, Coach? Now 64-4 since the 2016 season. That's just not even – that doesn't even make sense.
win 16, lose 1 on a regular basis, yeah, that's pretty incredible. That's pretty incredible.
Well, we appreciate everybody for joining us once again. As we said, we will see you again next week as the Cranes of Bloomfield Hills, Cranbrook, Kingswood will take on Waterford Our Lady. We hope you can join us. Thank you for joining us today. Once again, GRCC, the champs 4 times in the last 5 years. They're winners again today, 34-14 over Andrean from Indiana. For Coach Richie Pop and Jenna Rose, I'm Ryan Slocum. Hope to see you next week. Thanks, everybody. State Champs Game Time Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University. You can recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com. It's also brought to you by Hungry Howies, famous for flavor.